Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings Online, and the very first thing I want to say is I apologize for the thumbnail for this stream, but I was trying something new and I put Naruhel the Red-maid from the boss from the vaults and from the Garth Agarwen instance on the cover, and as Maruli and Swift Arrow said, I think I pinned that message actually so it would stay up. She said that way before the stream started about the cover not being the best for a live stream. And same with what Live Thomas said as well about that. But anyway, I was just trying something new with that, and we'll see how it goes. If a bunch of people decide to not watch my stream because of that, I will take that into account for the future, because it is something very different. Anyway, today I want to do the Spring Festival, and one thing you might notice about this character is she still has her winter outfit, so hopefully the Spring Festival can give some better clothes that are more appropriate for the season for this character, and we will see if that is actually the case. Otherwise, I do plan to do the new boss from the vaults and the other new instance, the something with bees is all I remember it being. Spring Bees Big Business, that is the other thing. And I also would like to do the Wildwood missions, but I will save those towards the end because I started last stream with those kind of unplanningly. Spent almost the first hour, I think, doing those missions. So I will go back to those today on my hunter, but I decided this time I would do the festival on Anor. I think that, oh, that's actually somebody in my kin. But yeah, it's like, I think this outfit you can get from the Spring Festival. That's what I'm going for. I don't know if this character will use that or even my hunter. I feel like it's a really good hunter outfit. So we will check out all the rewards and the outfits, but what was I going on about? I really don't even remember. Oh yeah, I decided to do the festival this time on Anor because this is really where I play more than Arkenstone. I know I've gone through the festivals on Louisden. On Arkenstone, my level 130 weren't in there, but because I play more so on Anor, I feel like it'd be better to do the festivals on this server. Eventually, these servers will catch up to live and it'll be doing, well, I guess by that time it'd be above level 130, but I'd be doing like level cap content. But anyway, I have not done the Spring Festival before, that I actually remember doing it at least. There's a Naruhel Essence box. Collect bloody gold coins from Naruhel. This is a repeatable quest. It doesn't say if it's weekly or daily. It just says repeatable. I'm not too familiar with that. I really don't know basically anything about the Spring Festival. So that is what we're starting. Don't know anything besides that outfit. And that Naruhel, and there's a new instance and all that. Bustling Boom. Yeah. Usually get these quests to complete the daily quests like 4 times, things like that, complete 10 festival activities, so these are all pretty standard, and I seem to keep running around going back and forth and all that. But the first thing, after I get all these quests, the first thing I want to do is, looks like I have to talk to somebody. I think these quests even give virtue XP. Let me double check that I have a good virtue earning, and I do have loyalty earning for this character. Alright, get another quest. Hello, Yawning Sloth, as well as Nathaniel Smith. And I do have some good news. Perhaps tomorrow I can improve my setup a little bit. We'll see how that goes, but there's the potential that tomorrow I can have a little bit of a better setup. There won't be much. I just have some stuff that could potentially go on the wall back there, so it's not the kind of uglyish, plainish apartment. Painted wall. Uh-oh. Is this one of the things where you can only do like one of them? Oh well, finding 6 wandering elves is okay to me. This reminds me of when you would go into that haunted house type thing for the Harvest Math Festival, if that's even how that works, that like you can only do one of those at a time, and I'm guessing you can only do one of those at a time in this particular area.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Alright, so I have a whole bunch of quests. One of them has a 10-minute timer. Sample dire beers. Okay. Oh no, sampling beers again. Those are probably, no, that's a spring wine. I wonder what the spring wine is about. Let's see what this gives credit for. I actually have no idea where I'm bringing this. Is probably not a good thing. To the northeast table by the horses. All right. I'll go ahead and do this real quick. I wasn't intentionally going to do a quest, I just picked one up. Picked an item up for a quest. There we go. Okay, anyway, to start off most of the events, I would like to try to do Naruhel. So the beers in the maze, yeah, I will probably, that actually makes sense, and it makes sense that it's a maze. It looked like it could be a maze. It is good to confirm what it is. I really have no idea what's going on when I do festivals. I don't really do them all that often. I think they're a fun thing to do every once in a while, at least in my experience. But to start off, we're going to try Naruhel the Red-maid on tier 2. I have not even run her on tier 1 as far as the boss from the vaults version of her goes, so we're going to jump straight in at tier 2 because there's one person in my kin that can run it on tier 2. They already did tier 1, so we'll try that. And I will have to pug the rest. If I can type. So I believe we need 4 more players for this. And hopefully we can get some people to join. But unfortunately with my kin, there just aren't enough people on right now to actually run that. I guess I could actually ask them. And I really don't know what the difficulty of this instance, so we'll see how it is, or difficulty of the boss. Hopefully we can get some people to join though. I guess the fortunate thing is I'm familiar with the fight and familiar with the challenge. I don't know if we have to do the challenge, but I run Garth Agarwen a lot on my low-level characters, and my kinship we've had recently a group run through that. So at least the regular boss fight I am fairly familiar with overall. So Yawning Sloth, you did the Grimbayorn one, and it was interesting. Yeah, I plan to do that later. I don't know if I'll be doing it like full fellowship. I believe you can do that 1, 2, 3, or 6 as far as the size goes. So I have a lot of options there. We'll see if anybody wants to run it with me, potentially. Otherwise, I'm fine doing that solo. And it looks like I can get a new quest here. I somehow missed something. Dance leader.
Hello, friend.
Wait for the dance celebration of men. Yeah, we'll probably fail this quest because I'm going to be leaving the dance area. That might be what happened first, and how I still had to get that quest. So while waiting for the group to form, I suppose I can try to do some of these quests. I really have no idea, once again, what is going on here. So I have to bring the wine to the southeast table. Oh, pick up some wine at the southeast, and then carry it to the southeast table. Okay then. Guess this is not the southeast table. Maybe it's this type of table, although I don't feel like I'm on the southeast anymore if that was northeast. Yeah, those are pies. It probably, yeah, okay, it seems like it shows on the map. Maybe I just didn't get, or, okay, actually bring it to where the party goers are. It is pretty parched party goers, so I should take the wine to the party goers. I don't want to spam LFF with requests for this, but it might be a little bit slow filling. This isn't the most populated server, even though usually if I still tried to run groups for level cap stuff like this, I would expect, especially at a time like this, for us to still be able to fill the group. Hello, Patrick. That was an easy 50 Virtue XP and 2 Spring Leaves. We haven't even actually looked at the rewards yet, so I'll go ahead and put up another message to we'll probably need, as far as thinking what this group needs, I am not really a tank, of course. We have a hunter and a burglar, so probably So yeah, having a Tinker Healer, as I just typed in Kin chat. And yes, Nader or Terminator, I agree that the Brelands and the Shire are such beautiful places, unlike what is pictured in my thumbnail for this stream. I feel like a spring festival is like a pretty type festival. So I decided to put something not pretty and one of the more evil, gross looking things in the thumbnail with Naruhel. But as far as the rewards, I cannot see what the Forest Spring steed looks like, but I can, if I can remember the keybind, go to the collections panel and we can actually look at it from there. Not emotes, we want mounts. This is steed of the Forest Spring. I don't know why I'm typing that whole thing. Here's the steed of the Forest Spring. That doesn't look too bad to me. I wonder if I would like that for a war steed appearance on a character like this. My current overall war steed appearance I'm not the biggest fan of. It's I think Alliance of the Third Age or something like that. So perhaps having that, just to have something a little bit more green to potentially match a new outfit that I could get with the Spring Festival, that would be nice. And yes, Nader, I also agree that the new maps are a little bit weird. They'll take getting used to. I really like the old parchment style overall, even though I can see the appeal of these maps and why they made these maps and updated them. It's just overall, I'm not as big of a fan of the style. I kind of like this style that they had in Archit. It's one of the kind of good things I feel like with the old maps sometimes is they weren't completely accurate, as in sometimes if I go to a random one like here, perhaps on this map you can't tell that there's going to be a huge slope right here in this part of Evendom, and it's just like very hilly, mountainous sloped area going from the lake up to the mountains actually over here. There are a lot of details like that that you have to actually explore the land to learn about the place, that in a map like this style instead, all that stuff is a lot more like obvious where everything is. So the old style I almost feel like promotes a little bit more exploring, but I don't really know. Especially one like Era of the Wind. This is probably the one I like the least, just because I feel like this particular map, this particular zone, is not really built for a map style like this. Kind of contrasting places and different features, like being very green over here, then a little bit brown and yellowish, and then sharp transition to snow right there. To me, it's just not the biggest fit for the new style. Okay, I am being pretty slow. I should keep searching for the group. We're at 4 out of 6. Plus any. Yeah, that is one interesting note as well about the Bree map, is it does have Trestle Bridge. Now the North Downs map still has Trestle Bridge, and it kind of is a North Downs-ish town. It has you questing in North Downs, so that makes sense. But actually having Trestle Bridge here is pretty interesting, and it shows it in a very different light, I feel like, having it actually in Bree and shown on this map. It's even kind of neat that you get to see Nan Wathrin from the Bree map here as well. And yeah, I also agree about the river, that being like a divider. And it actually being connected in this map, I think that makes it... It's just very new looking, and I kind of like that as well. Yeah, we're very slow filling. We just need to get 2 more spots. I thought a lot of people would be wanting to do this, and that's why I was going to do the Spring Festival today, because it just started today, but I thought a lot of people would be wanting to do the new Boss from the Vaults, and it is taking a long time to fill up right now. Even when I was on Arkenstone, I just logged on Louisden briefly. Earlier, I did not actually see anybody searching for this. So I feel like I'm just running around doing nothing. That's probably partially because I really have no idea what to do with this spring festival. I will have to actually look at everything. Because these are all spring festivals, so I don't really have that many quests overall for the spring festival. I have a lot of these quests. So this is in Brockenbridge. I don't know what that's about. It's just a celebration at the Greenfields, I guess. Maybe there are more quests there. There's even Dwiland. A bustling boom. What is that one? That is to complete a taste of spring. Okay. Perhaps I could potentially tank. I'd have to set up my gear a little bit, but it is a potential if that's swaying people for not joining just because we need a tank. So the Spring Festival is a lot more chill than the other ones, Helheim. That is a little bit good to know, I suppose. I feel like the other festivals are very active and busy a lot of the times. At least a little bit of them that I have participated in. Not branded. Let's see, this guy is a captain. I wonder if he is a tank captain or a healing captain. This quest, oh, the Dire Bears. I guess I can go ahead and go in here just to check it out. I don't see any harm in that while we're at least forming the group, so I can do something. Oh, they actually blurred the mini-map. That's pretty interesting. Oh, I need to reprimand tweens? Oh no. I wonder if we'd be good with 5, or having a tank actually is very helpful, but I wonder if we'd be good with 5 or if we should search a while for the 6th one. I feel like I've seen that captain around. The name seems a little bit recognizable. Probably not a good idea to try and do this maze once I got distracted, but if I can get a little bit of quest progress, that is good for me. Well, I feel like floaty names and something like that is a little bit almost cheating when going in a maze like this, but maybe not really overall. Uh-oh. Yeah, is this like the Harvest Math maze and it switches the layout every once in a while? I didn't really do too much of the Harvest Math one, but I thought I heard that it switched the layout. I'm just hoping to get some good outfits out of this, really. I like participating in the festivals again every once in a while. It's not something I used to do too much in LOTRO, but I feel like I enjoy them more now than I used to as well. I wonder, yeah, that's a dead end. I feel like I can't quite fully focus on what's actually going on in the maze here, just because we are still trying to get the last person for the group. And it sounds like the captain, you all can't see the chat. I could probably turn that on now. Since nothing's really going on, I can go ahead and unblur that so y'all can see the chat. But the captain, it sounds like they're the only one that's tried tier 3. I haven't even run tier 1 yet, which is kind of scary just because we're jumping in at tier 2, but that's because somebody in our group already ran tier 1, so the only way they'd be able to go is if we tried tier 2. But yeah, unfortunately, my gear is definitely not the best. That would be my personal concern with running this. So the spring one doesn't switch layout, it teleports when you do the drink quest. So that is what is going on now. Maybe I'm getting teleported. I'm paying that little attention that I can't even completely tell that I'm getting teleported right now. I wonder if I can get to the little guy over here. He's on the other side. I wonder if I can get to the other side. And that ring disappeared. And Crixos, I have no idea how many tokens you can get in a day, unfortunately. Hopefully we can try to find that out. Oh no. I just copy and pasted the last message, unfortunately, even though we need a DPS. DPS or support, of course. I feel like I'm just going to dead end after dead end. So you're able to get about 40. Yawning Sloth, you are able to get 40 and get the horse. That is good to know. I'm really curious. I'm more interested in an outfit to start, but I might actually repeat the activities if I can a lot. I don't know if the tokens are account bound. Ooh, Marks of the Wild are account bound. That's actually good to know. Just a random thing that I think is really good to know. Do I even have any tokens? I have Egglane. That doesn't help. Would it be? I don't think it would be landscape. Probably not instances. Taxidermy. Spring leaves. They are not account shared. Okay, we got one more. So we can try tier 2 here. And we are doing Boss from the Vaults. Naruhel the Red-maid. Oh no, we have 2 minstrels. That is okay. Can go ahead and start this. It really did take a lot longer to actually get a group for this than I expected, so that kind of threw off a little bit of my plans as far as the stream goes, but that is okay. Mainly because do we have everybody here? Actually, I cannot tell how many people are here. There's the captain, there's the burglar. Okay, we do. I think one of them was hiding, probably that little hobbit was hiding in the back. Did somebody did already use a hope token. I'm going that slow. I was going to try to give everybody a hope token, but I was just seeing if everybody was here. There we go. So it sounds like about 40 to 50 tokens today. So yeah, I do actually have the Dwellland and Shire stuff to check out as well after I go through Bria and go through the maze and all that. I don't know how many tokens it will take to get an outfit for this character, or even just for my account in general. It would be nice if I get an outfit that could maybe work on my hunter as well. So it sounds like, let me make sure I have my yellow line built properly, because they changed the warden and very much so nerfed my old build, so this is my new build that I'm using for this warden at least. My Louis did, my level 130 warden, he has enough finesse in his gear that I don't have this trait. Rather, I have 5 points in lasting mark and only 2 points in finesse, I think. This captain has a lot of morale. I don't know which minstrel is healing. I think we're good to go. I'm not used to leading groups like this. So a little bit slow with the start here, I guess. Everybody looked ready. I was just sitting around waiting for people to actually get going. But I guess if you are the group leader, you should lead the charge sometimes. Alright, so we have to focus on the disciples when they spawn. That is different than the regular Garth Agarwen if you're interested in doing the challenge. That did not work for some reason. There we go. For some reason my skill, when it went off, it did nothing. Oh yeah, this fight, I wonder if it's not melee friendly because... Oh, I wonder what's best to spam with my new build. Maybe still this, but... I wonder if it's not melee friendly because if you get close, she'll do the AoE or something. Or just if you need the ranged DPS. I don't see anybody else attacking the ads. But yeah, my main concern with doing this again is we're jumping into tier 2 just because I personally have not done tier 1 yet, even though stuff in general, especially on this server, with us getting to level 100 in general, a lot of content is super easy on the server, so that is why I didn't see there being much of a major issue. Looks like we're getting more ads again. This time I am the slow one. I think I saw somebody else attacking it. Okay, this range is actually working out pretty decently, except that guy has no dots. Oh yeah, you're supposed to, okay. I will stay here. And also from way back in the day with Garth Agarwen, this is also something nowadays when you run the regular Garth Agarwen, you just plow through this fight so easily, even on the challenge. I actually don't know all the mechanics for it. So I wonder if I'm at a point where I can actually move, or if I need to stay here. I don't think it really matters. I'm not taking too much damage. We have we have 2 minstrels, and I think both of them could be somewhat healing-ish now. I don't know if one's playing like yellow and one's playing blue, or both of them are DPS or what's going on, but I think we are at a fairly good point with the fight overall. I need to use Resounding Challenge. This is just the really odd part with the yellow line ward and actually wanting to stay ranged at a point like this. I wonder if I should get going. Oh, this either not being healed all that much or taking a ton of damage where I felt the need to use a potion. I probably should go ahead and get an interrupt banked up at least. I saw her do an induction and getting something useful while I'm trying to figure out what I even want to do. Might as well get something useful up at the least. Looks like I have 2 puddles going on right now as well. I wonder if it's just when you have this debuff that you shouldn't move. I accidentally used my interrupt, but that is okay. Well, I'm down to 1 puddle. That seems good. There is another option. I could actually switch to melee stance while I already have my bleeds up and use the melee stance Resounding Challenge. But that was nice, we got through it. I feel like I had low expectations for us just after they started the fight. It seemed like it'd be actually tougher than I expected, but overall that was not too bad. I don't know what sort of loot or rewards we get, but that is what we get to see now, I suppose. Let's see, finish that quest. That did not give much, besides a little item XP and all that. So we got a bunch of festivity tokens, somebody got Figments of Splendor. This seems like pretty standard stuff as far as something like that goes. I believe there might have been a daily quest or something I picked up outside for this. But we'll see if they want to stick around for the other tiers, and Otherwise, I will continue with the Spring Festival while we decide what to do here. Great, the captain wants to try tier 3. I feel like he's the type of person, I don't really know this captain at all, but just based on that run, I feel like he's the type of person that likes to do higher difficulty content just because of all his morale. He has almost like 100k morale and is playing a yellow line captain tank, of course. So I will sell real quick and then I'll go ahead and boot up tier 3. I'm excited to try tier 3 just because on this server, again, a lot of the content is relatively easy. Not all of it is super easy, but having something challenging, something new that's challenging. When I'm referring to stuff being easy, I'm also talking about Woe of the Willow and Agarwen the Narrow Delve are just super easy on tier 1 at level 100. So having something new that is on the server that can be difficult, and we can actually do tier 2 and 3 here. This is the quest, the repeatable. Actually, this is the one I just got. That doesn't really help too much. Boss from the Vaults, daily reward tier 3. Okay, I wonder if one of these, I wonder if there is actually anything I picked up. Collect bloody gold coins from Naruhel. I wonder if you do have to do tier 3 to get the bloody gold coins or not. Alright, go ahead and search for one more. I feel like we can take basically anything at this point. Minstrel would probably not be ideal just because we have 2 already, but anything support-wise, even another captain could be a little bit nice, but it sounds like range DPS would be optimal. Looks like we got a champion. This is also a point where beggars can't really be choosers because I'm really interested in actually getting the last person to fill this out. And I really have to be nosy with checking out people's gear. And this is what I'm talking about, at least in previous streams. I have talked about the best gear for level 100s. Armor actually appears to be the level 95 crafted armor set, and that is exactly what this champion has. And they also have a lot of gold jewelry. So it looks like they are very well built. Well outfitted, at least. Looks like they're giving themselves all the buffs they need. I should still have pretty much all of my buffs. We have hope tokens, we have all that stuff. So yeah, it sounds like the captain thinks, and this is the same thing, focus on the ads, melee on boss, and try not to move in a puddle. See, sometimes you can actually lead a group like this and have no idea what's going on, and you'll find a captain. That outfit's a little bit interesting. It looks like a plain type outfit, but something I probably wouldn't wear on my characters, but it also feels like it's really good for a captain's colors. It seems like a low level type outfit, like almost an Ingmar set type outfit is what I kind of get the idea of level 50 stuff. Alright, so I will once again stay where I was last time. That actually seemed to work. Oh, and there's the person that is both in the thumbnail and in the title. Looks like I got rooted. Unfortunately, I got aggro real quick. I actually forgot to put my javelin debuffs up. This is once again the awkward part where I have to remember what I want to do. Oh yeah, so I was going to try this fight. I don't have combat analysis up, unfortunately, but I thought this fight I could try to use Resounding Challenge, except the problem is I'd have to go in range stance to do my potency gamut. Okay, so let's focus on these ads. That is something I can do. Looks like one of the minstrels died, but hopefully we have a combat res for them. Yeah, the Disciples, they have a decent amount more health here. I don't have as much like burst damage compared to before update 29 with the Wardens before the Shattered Javelins nerf. but I can at least try a little bit of AoE here with those, and just hope I get lucky with some procs. Wow, things are definitely going slower. We could, I'm not really criticizing anybody in particular in the group, of course. If anything, I'd be criticizing myself, but I feel like we are not potentially geared enough for this. That is one concern. I just know running like content specifically with my kin, we don't really care a lot too much about gear. And I'm definitely one of those people, just don't like grinding too much for armor. So that is probably a contributor, at least to me, with some of the difficulty here. Could be killing things faster, basically, if we had better gear. Okay, so let's go ahead. I will actually get a hope token this time to feel like I'm actually helpful. And then consumables. And I think the hunter, I don't know if they still don't, but they're a little bit going slow with them being their ally, and I took a long time, I know, on my warden to actually finally get that. So I definitely understand that. But that is something, imbuing your allies right at level 100 definitely helps. Okay, I should probably stop spamming that. Sometimes it's a problem playing warden, I just feel like I have to spam something like that one out of combat while waiting. There's actually one thing I want to look at. I still actually have a class D to do on this character. I have to use the skill 3 whole more times, but I just haven't really done anything and kind of always forget about it because this character is so old and so high level that I actually forget I still have this class D. I just have to use ambush, which is a skill I use sometimes. That's how I've gotten up to 347. I use that every once in a while to stun enemies. But I have to use it 3 more times and I'll get another class trait point. Not that that would be extremely helpful because I need 2 class trait points, but it'd still be another helpful thing for this character. Alright, I will give the captain a minute and actually use my javelin skills to start. Oh no, I pulled aggro again. Actually, that could be a strategy. It's something I think people in my kin, once again, don't do all that much, but there is the actual strategy to let DPS get aggro at the start of the fight as a tank, and then you use your force taunt. And then when they... What was I going on about? That's the problem with talking about things like this sometimes. Oh yeah, I need to get the ads here. Oh no, I somehow built up defensive strike. I missed the first 2 game builders I used right there in that sequence. Looks like one of the minstrels died again. Then I have one more AoE I can use here, and I can use my debuff. But going on about the force taunt, basically the tanks will use their force taunt after the DPS do some damage because it will copy all that aggro and it will help them get more aggro, more sustained aggro throughout the fight. And by the way, if you'll hear noise in the background, I have my dishwasher running. I know it's a little bit random to mention that this long into the stream, but I just heard it myself and was noticing it, so I thought I would point that out. So I need to use... I'm really getting no barbed javelin procs right now. That is unfortunate. Actually, well, I can't even move away, I'm rooted. But yeah, I'm getting no procs with barbed javelin. I have 1 bleed going right now, but I am not getting any others. I'm spamming all of these. There we go. I finally got one. It's a little tier 1 bleed I got. Let's use javelin skills. Okay, ads are active, so I will focus on them. I actually have resounding challenge. Actually getting that in battle memory was not too bad there. Oh no, they're all dying. It is unfortunate. I actually felt like that fight was going fairly decently that time. Yeah, that thing's going to kill me instantly. But I felt like it was going fairly decently We're getting pretty late into the fight, but unfortunately, we did not quite get through it. Hello, there's zombie with some last name. Oh no, I ran out of time. That was for something completely unrelated though. That was for getting like dire beers or something. I failed that quest like 3 times now from running out of time. Yeah, I was standing still that whole fight. I actually didn't even pay attention to what anybody else was doing. I don't know if my positioning is good. I don't want to spend too long just trying this over and over. I don't think you get more loot if you do not do challenge mode. Wait. I don't think there is a challenge mode. That is how I should phrase it. Unlike the regular instance, there is no challenge mode, but it's just really difficult when all the stats scale to tier 3. Oh, we probably don't need more healers. We have 2 minstrels, but whatever this group decides. Yeah, I was thinking, well, I typed in chat the other way with us winning more DPS than healer since we have 2 minstrels. Ideally, we would probably have another hunter, but one of the minstrels could definitely go DPS. It looks like 1 minstrel. I can't even, there they are, they're in Melody, they're in the in-between stance. And yeah, Seagull Gaming, this is only 1 boss and no challenge mode. As far as I know, I thought there could be challenge, but as far as I know, there's no challenge mode in this that we need to be doing, especially because we're doing this with whatever is going on. Really am totally distracted right now for some reason, but anyway, Leonardo, you asked, do I pretend to make new guide for Fire Rune Keeper? I don't know if I pretend to. I'm guessing that's just a little typo if I like intend to. But I might eventually. The thing about virtues, there are just so many things going on with virtues. I never really have motivation to make videos on those, to be honest. I feel like doing a general game-wide for virtue guide for all the classes would probably be ideal, because what I personally do for building my virtues is I usually choose the same general set for characters. So something like loyalty, at high levels at least, at low levels it's honestly not the best, but at high levels it's something good to build towards for long term for characters, and similar for wit. That would probably be the least useful for healers. But these are like 2 general virtues that I like on every class, and then all the others really depend on what content you're running, what your intentions are for the character, and what you need for them. So there's a lot of ifs and depending what you do, but there is that one guide I did on the Warden that included virtues. But there is so much talk of things like that that is basically the same thing. It'd almost be copy and paste me saying the same thing for all the other classes. Okay, so I think we are all set. I actually forgot to do my consumables, but it looks like I did actually do them and did not forget. I was just so long there. I wonder if this is a good spot to stand. I really don't know. This is just where I stood the first time, so it's where I decided to stand all the other times. Okay, I will once again give a minute for aggro just so I don't pull it right away. I'll go ahead and bank up a Unnerving Strike. There we go. I got 2 Barbed Javelin bleeds on that. Don't really want that guy standing right next to me. I probably could switch to melee every once in a while. Okay, we're going to get some ads. But I probably could switch to melee every once in a while we don't have puddles. It's just while we have the puddles, is probably not the best idea. Like right now I can go ahead and go in melee and use these gimmicks while I'm not standing in a puddle. Go ahead and take that opportunity basically. Oh, how did I use that gambit? Fortunately, both our healers died. The captain might be able to use their res, I'm not sure. I really don't know what that blood water is doing. There we go, got some bleeds on him so I can hit the other one. We got both the healers up, the captain is getting low on health. We got both the healers up, but now the hunter is dead. Now the hunter is alive, and we have ads. And as far as my server case on, I am on a Nor right now. I think they're about to sacrifice themselves. Yeah. Unfortunately, when they sacrifice themselves, the boss just gets stronger, so it's something we really ideally would have more DPS. Again, I am definitely could be doing more DPS if I'm actually still not in a puddle, so I could keep moving to melee. I'll use a power potion to be safe. Oh, what did I start building? I did not mean to start building what I did, but I can actually take this. Okay, there's a puddle. Need to not move. And I believe we're on the final phase though, so use potion. The potion did not go off. I clicked that, but it did not. Anyway, Leonardo, you also said that you love my videos, so I wanted to thank you for that. I'm glad you do enjoy them. That was close. I think I backpedaled as soon as I got the puddle. So that probably increased the amount of damage I took. I had 3 of those debuffs on me at once, so I was taking, maybe it was that one, the 2100. Also was taking just plain old morale damage. That might actually be the debuff since it subtracts a % morale. So we're getting better each time, but I think that will be the last one. Perhaps that wasn't the last phase. I don't even know. Thought it was the last phase, but maybe it wasn't. But yeah, I don't know, that would probably be our last try, if I had to guess. So yeah, probably going to go back to the festival. And this, okay, Dear Zombie, this does look like your experience. That is actually a little bit good to know. The tier 1, I have heard is very easy, tier 1, and then tier 2 was in between easy and challenging for us. Looks like we'll give it one more try. I really hate giving up, especially after that. That seems like a pretty good attempt overall. I think I can do a little bit better to, while I don't have a puddle, to actually go into melee and fight Connor, okay. But I can do a little bit better to use some of my melee gambits maybe while I am not in a puddle. That warden has a ton of morale. Wowie. That makes me feel like a weak warden when I see one with all that morale going on. At least they're inspectable. I like when people are not anonymous. That's actually, if the warden tanks, the captain could go red. That would actually be an interesting setup. I know most people think of captains as tanks rather than wardens, especially now, but yeah, that's actually a similar name. It's Ryukrat. And this is Ryukin. Just starts with the same 2 letters as far as the world chat there goes. And Leonardo, the questions are totally fine, so if you have more questions, this is not the last, that is okay. But the trait line that most Runekeepers use for DPS is the yellow line. It's unfortunately the red line right now with the balance is just not quite as good as the yellow line, so most people do go yellow with lightning. I think they also occasionally heal in the blue line. Although usually Beornings and Minstrels would be preferred for raid heals at least. So for tier 2, Eagle Gaming, you were able to do that with 418 gear on your champion. Well, we are stuck, at least I am stuck with 156, 196. The gear on this warden is not that great. It's pretty bad overall. The only benefit I have with playing this character is how strong the warden is. I'm basically relying on the class rather than my gear. I only do consumables, since I am going slow. I'll actually do a ready check this time, if I remember how. Oh, waiting for the captain. Even the Connor here, the Warden Morale Smasher, that is a good name. We actually ran a featured instance with this guy just randomly. I don't remember if that was on a stream. I feel like it was, because I at least remember the name Morale Smasher. That might not have been on a stream. I really don't remember anymore. But yeah, I can try as much burst damage as a warden can do. I can try that. That sounds like really what we need. But hopefully with this setup, we can be off a little bit better. We're down one healer, but getting more damage in favor of a second healer. And a 6-man is definitely a good thing, I think. And yes, Eagle Gaming, we are on the legendary server, so this is our level cap. Oops, I did not mean to use Sounding Challenge to start there. But this is a time when I am not in a puddle. Wow, I am barely outside of that puddle. That is good. But it's a time when I'm not in a puddle, so I could go ahead and switch to melee like I normally would. And now that the ads are coming, I have none of my burst ready. That's very bad time. I gotta go hope for a seize the moment proc right now, because I have absolutely no burst damage at the moment. There we go. Try to get the other one, or maybe should try to get the one that's almost dead. So we got one of them. We might have gotten 2 of them, I'm not sure. Oh no, I moved while in that puddle. Okay, I will have to stay here. Actually, I'm going to make sure I use Never Surrender. There are some ads I need to be focusing on. I think that Minstrel must have moved or something, because I don't remember him being right there at least. Oh well, we will see. The captain, I would guess, is about to res both of us, so that is good. Wonder if there's a grace period or if I just have to stand here. Probably just have to stand here. I do not feel comfortable standing right here, but I did not want to move out of the puddle and cause any messes. And yes, Eagle Gaming, I might have already answered you, but we're on a Nor, and I think I did already answer you actually. So unfortunately I died there, but hopefully they still have most people alive. I still have half the people alive. I don't really know how far in the fight we were. There might be one more wave of ads. I don't feel like we did quite as good on that fight overall, actually. Probably because I died, so I feel like I did worse because I was dead for a larger portion of the fight. I guess you all can see the Kin chat right now, which is okay, but the Minstrel apologizing, I guess, for their performance, but I feel like they did okay. And those puddles, I think they subtract your morale like 25% or something, and if you move in them, it seems like you just spawn more puddles and that type of stuff. So overall, very dangerous. I wonder if anybody has it. Somebody just mentioned the cloak. I wonder if this guy has it. There's a new cloak. No, he has the level 75 cloak, but there's a new cloak, I believe, that you can get from this instance. I don't know if it can drop for us on the legendary server level 100 version. I don't see why not, but I'm not actually entirely sure. And yeah, the legendary servers will catch up with the normal ones, and I think the plan is that when they catch up to the normal ones, they'll still be just like legendary servers, but they'll just be caught up basically and get all the releases as normal once that happens. Potentially, if the population is really low, it sounds like they would be open to doing server, allowing transfers for free basically to the regular servers. I wonder if that happens, if my kin would actually be up for that. As I just typed in chat, I will actually be good for one more. This is one of the big themes for the stream, was supposed to be this instance. I just did not expect to actually even jump into tier 3 today, and did not expect to have to do this many tries. That's what I feel like. This was kind of like, we were doing something on stream earlier. Oh yeah, I was doing missions with my hunter, one of the Wildwood prep streams, and I kept saying, okay, I'll do one more mission. And then it was like 3 missions later that I finally actually finished things up. I think everybody got in. Alright, so let me go ahead and get in a position, maybe away from that minstrel. Whee! Ow, once again, I am not starting off with my javelin skills like I should be. Oh no, I don't think I can get to melee safely. Spent all that time that I finally switched to melee there. Where is the warden? Oh, there he is. I was like, there should be another warden here. Ooh, that was close. I almost got a puddle. Okay, we have ads coming. Oh no, I missed range responding challenge. Well, I think we can get one of them, at the least, maybe. I thought his morale would have been lower. They seem to drop the debuffs at some point randomly. Okay, we had a few people wipe, unfortunately. And as far as what you can get from tier 2 other than the coins, I honestly have no idea. I need to remove that debuff, but I died anyway. In Vulgar, the stream is going pretty well overall, I think. The content we are doing is not going that well. We're trying Naruhel tier 3. And we unfortunately didn't get that. We've been trying, I don't even know how long we've been trying. It doesn't seem that long, to be honest. But yeah, we just didn't quite get tier 3 done. There are a few reasons why, which I could go on about. Sometimes I don't like to do that because I feel like I just criticize people too much, but that's why I usually focus on myself, things I could have done to improve. And some things I could have done to improve is get better gear for this character. That is perhaps the most obvious thing. I have the resources to potentially get better gear actually for this character. I have to see if I can actually match good essences and my essence gear to fill out stuff that is better than what I have. The big concern with that is there are a lot of offensive stats I would like to hit, and these are the most efficient way, this gear here, and even like if I could get my hands on the level 95 crafted stuff, I would. It'd be a lot more efficient and easy for me to get the stats, but if I actually had the epic battle jewelry, the level 100 versions of that, that would be a lot more helpful, and then I could switch to the essence gear, this stuff basically, and just put vitality essences and get my defenses up that way. And that is what I can improve with my gear basically on this character. If I actually bother to put in the time to do all that, that's the big thing, especially with the epic battles, putting in the time to do that. And I will go ahead and turn the little blur box back on the right. I just wanted y'all to see the fellowship chat since nothing was really going too much on with kin chat or anything. And then Oli Dachilla. I'm trying, for some reason I'm thinking about that name way too long, but it's like Oli Dachilla. You're asking if there is an extra quest for the maiden similar to this snow giant during Yule, and I think you get, when you go in there, there's also the bloody gold coins from Naruhel. I don't know if you have to do tier 3. It says it can be earned by defeating Naruhel once per day, but I defeated her in tier 2, just not in tier 3, and I don't have any of those. I don't see it in my pending loot. So I wonder if you do have to do tier 3. Oh, there we go. It's right here in the red. The red text is actually not really standing out. That's the text I don't read, so it's doing the opposite of what it should be. But yes, this quest can only be advanced on tier 3 of Boss from the Vaults, and highlighting that is not a good idea, by the way. In addition, the quest can only be completed once per Spring Festival, so you get 2 essence boxes, which I believe would be level 130 essences. You get 1000 Virtue XP, so not too much, and some Figments of Splendor. I feel like the big thing there is probably the Essence Selection boxes. So it's not the biggest deal to miss out on that and not do tier 3. Tier 3 would just be fun to complete, though. Anyway, we are doing Spring Festival stuff for a little bit. Again, this character is still stuck in her winter outfit. It's not a winter festival outfit. It's actually from Forakel, the crafted armor from Forakel. The Ajakora there. So I'm trying to get a good spring outfit for this character. The other outfits I do have on this character, this is my Gondor outfit, and this is my Dol Guldur outfit, / Mirkwood outfit, I suppose. Oh, so that is the quest you're looking for. That is good. And then Cruce Blake, you say you love LOTRO, but you find yourself getting bored and taking breaks from it. That is something I feel the same way sometimes, but usually there are so many different things I can do. There are just so many options for things I can think about doing that are fun to me that will help keep me from getting bored. And I am running into a problem with this character with full inventory, so let me send all my junk to my bank alt, who is probably also running out of inventory and vault, and just any shared storage, all that type of stuff space right now. So even the Dawn Roses, how do I even have those? Red Agates, Emerald Shard, I will just drag everything that I see here. Even the symbols, I can drag those to my bank alt. The problem with my bank alt, I'm trying to actually get back and doing banking on my bank alt, but the problem is I think a lot of stuff has been actually deleted on my bank alt just because I haven't logged into it and collected my mail. And I did not do... Oh, you're asking if I'm going to do Grim Errands. Thank you for reminding me, Yawning Sloth. Somebody just got level 100 in my kin. That is exciting because now they can get an imbued ally. I feel like I'm taking away from the person getting level 100 just because I was going to ask about the group if anybody wanted to join. It is solo, duo, 3-man, or 6-man, so there's a lot of options there. Okay, so Cruise Blake, it sounds like you haven't explored enough, so you could just take the time and play around the content you haven't done. Yeah, creating alts, I think, can be a great way if you're getting bored of, like, maybe your particular character or something like that. It sounds like people, I think a couple people have already done it in the kin, so I don't know why I just did the duo version. Wow. I really have no idea how that happened. I should be able to do the duo version, but I don't know if there are any mechanics that actually require 2 people, so to be safe, I'll go back. We're actually in Gondor. This character is supposed to be questing in Gondor. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I started that a couple months ago, and I should definitely be questing through Gondor more on this character. One thing that took the time from that was all the videos I did in February. All that basically... I hope I didn't just do tier duo again. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. See if the bees are ready to go. Well, let me get the available quest first. This is collect Lost in Ark flowers. Okay. This is a daily to complete the instance, and then this one's continue. See if the bees are ready to go. Grimbeorn's bees must finish their task. Uh-oh. Pollinate the field of flowers. Well, I keep the bees busy something. So we are in, actually, Eastern Gondor, as I mentioned, we're in Lost in Ark. I have not gotten to this part of questing yet on this warden, and I don't know if I have done the Eastern Gondor quests, at least the ones outside of Osgiliath, so that'll be something new when I get there. I almost feel like because these are all signatures that this is actually the duo version, but if that's the only thing, if there's no actual things that require two people, that's almost a good thing, I feel like. This is a nice little field. I guess the spring trees, they're in the budding, whatever it's called, phase that I can't think of. Blooming, blossoming. There are goats. I think it's kind of funny that the goats are like the big epic seeming enemies for this. I feel like I'm doing a lot more damage than normal. Perhaps it could be because I have not actually quested on this character since before I got my allies imbued. Oh, I can also get the flowers here. Yes, the bees will pollinate the flowers, and I will do this. I think it's kind of neat, it actually looks like... I was going to say it looks like the bees are using the festival banners like a regular character would, but it looks like I do have to actually click that. So far, this instance is pretty entertaining. I think the summer one, for some reason I could just never get into that, and I don't remember running any of the other ones too recently. Wonder what the wasp is over there. Worrying wasp. Oh, there are more flowers over there. Ooh. I feel like I should protect the bees, but I also want to get that flower. Hopefully I don't need it. Killing an elite, of course, would be no problem, but again, it's about, right now, protecting the big bees, which the big bees have tons of morale, so I don't know if there'd actually be any issue in trying that. I could actually just try to let these mobs live. Go ahead and pull this elite. Okay, I will go back here because it'll probably go into the phase. I'll at least pull the wasp. But it'll probably go into the phase of where I need to collect not collect, but select a banner and do whatever, interact with the banner and claim it or whatever. Did I already kill that wasp? I really have no idea what's going on with I have stopped the pest from interfering. Encounter complete. Oh. I didn't even know that was an encounter. I don't know if that does anything. I got Lost in Ark's pesky critters, that deed. But yeah, with this character, I don't know if it's this instance or something with actually getting the imbued ally, but my damage seems crazier than normal. Is all that's really going on here. We'll see. If I need one more flower, I will try to remember to go back to, I guess it would be the northeast part of this area. Okay, already got that one, so don't need to select it again. So floating names on, and I do not see anything. Oh, maybe I can click that flower. So yeah, something dangerous lingers nearby, actually. Or I actually saw it this time. They probably told me last time as well. There's something in the northwest. There are 3 mobs, actually, it looks like there. So after I get all the... Don't want to get the banner. After I get all the flowers and after I get that encounter, I'll go ahead and head that way. I still wonder if I should try and go back and get that flower in the northeast. I feel like I will need to, but at the same time, I almost feel like I will not. There is Terrorizing Toad and a couple immature bog toads. And we'll get them. I also wonder if these mobs have way lower morale than normal ones for some reason, even with the scaling and it being elite. Oh yeah, so Vulgar TG, the story about the pinned comment is that was from when I scheduled the stream this morning, and normally comments like that will disappear after a long while, especially if they're way before a stream starts like that. And the thumbnail for this stream is a little bit different just because it's Naruhel. So I like the comment and I wanted to pin it because that was just a big thing about the thumbnail being very creepy and not too... It's a little bit spring-like because of course Naruhel is the boss from the vaults for the spring festival and new and all that, and also in the title because that's what we spent a bit of time with in this stream. So that is all with that basically. This time we got elite mobs, but I really don't think it matters all that much. I don't think I have just some random damage buff. I just think these mobs have way less morale than like normal level 100 elites would. Oh, Salty Scrunt, you thought the thumbnail was Sarah Oakart? I am sorry to disappoint that is in fact Naruhel the Red-maid. 2 rare Lost in Arc lilies. This is honestly not at all how I expected this instance to go. I expected it a little bit more to be like going out with these bees than running back to Grimaorn and doing something with the other things or whatever stayed there. I did not really expect to be following bees this whole time, and I don't know, we still might go back. It might be a very long instance, but I'm getting up to 20 of the Lost in Arc flowers already, and we are not quite done yet. Okay, so Vulgar about streaming on Twitch. So there are definitely rough things about YouTube and streaming on YouTube, but way back in the day I tried to stream on Twitch and I didn't really like it, is one of the big things. There are also some things about the video quality that might be different now, but back when I did try it, there were very limited options for how good you can make the video quality. I think they very much so limited the bitrate, so things would be quite blurry. I don't know if that's still the case like streaming on 1440p, if I'd have any issue, or if I could do the same things I do for YouTube and it look the same. So that is one thing. I also often, for some reason, have playback issues on Twitch whenever I try to watch something there. So from like a viewer perspective, from my own viewer perspective, it has not been all that great. And also, because I have been streaming on YouTube for so long and do videos and all that sort of stuff on YouTube, that is kind of where my platform is. I could always try to do Twitch. There's some nice things about Twitch. I feel like if I did Twitch streaming, I would be more comfortable doing just very random streams that sometimes I have no idea like what to title them on YouTube, because when you stream on YouTube, they become like regular videos after the stream. And another problem that I could see with streaming on YouTube is it could kind of muddy out my regular videos. I don't know if that's the right term. I don't see an encounter going on, so perhaps this is the last thing I need to do, is click this banner and there won't be an encounter here. So we're ready to return to Grimbeorn, and I got all the Lost in Ark lilies that I needed. But yeah, that's basically why I have stuck with YouTube and what is going on with my thing. That's something I really do have to consider, though, balancing videos and streams. Assuming I keep streaming on YouTube in the future. If any viewers would have like feedback on that, definitely would prefer me to try a Twitch stream once. It's definitely something I could see trying at some point, but yeah, that is, at least right now, what is going on with that. And I know a lot of people prefer to stream on Twitch. Probably a lot of people prefer to. Yes, I do want to continue all these quests. Yes, I do want to do the optional quest. And what am I giving them? Oh, I'm giving them flowers? I thought I was giving them pets or something. Now I will have to pet them all. Oh, I can't even pet? What do you do, Pat? That is what you do, Pat. Apparently I typed the wrong command. This is the type of thing that could be described as a waste of time, but I really wanted to pet the dogs there. And yeah, if bees were that big in real life, they would be even more scary. Is that the Harvest Math outfit with a little bit different shoulders and I think one of the cloak options? This is kind of the opposite season as autumn and that festival because of a spring and not fall. Alright, what am I doing? I got that done. I don't even know what I got for that, but I got it done. I got some thingies. Did stuff, got stuff.
Would you do something for me?
I really don't like quests like these. It also looks like I get an emote. I can actually get the Dance Man emote, so that seems like something that would be nice to get. I don't know where the dance area is, and I don't know when the dance starts. And I don't know what I have to do. Oh no, I left the dance area. Apparently I left it though.
Could you help me with something?
Let's see if this quest says dance with men. No, it is right here. Maybe it's right here.
Hello there.
I will just stand right next to her. So, Vulgar, you said Twitch stream would be interesting, but you do personally like catching them on YouTube. And yeah, if you miss the stream, that is one thing I definitely like about YouTube, is if you miss a stream, it does become a regular video, so it can be easier to go back and watch it. It's kind of like I used to do Let's Play videos on YouTube, and it's almost like a live version of Let's Plays. As far, step performed. You can just click the skill, and it will do the step you need. That seems pretty easy. Rest now? I wonder if I do have to actually rest. This seems like cheating that you can just click this. There we go. I thought it would be something you have to guess, like which dance to perform, / dance 1, dance 2, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's also a thing, Vulgar. I don't know about the donations and subscribers, which would be channel members on YouTube. I really don't know the comparison between that for Twitch and YouTube, actually. All you have to do is click this thing. It really does amaze me with this. All you have to do is click the thing. I thought this would go horribly, but yeah, now we are resting. So it sounds like you used to have to type it. I almost wonder if this is a bug and it just has the right one you need to do right here, or what. It even says like dance 3, dance 1 when you hover over it, the icon there. Man, the only thing I can do to fail now is leave the dance area, and it seems like whenever I moved just a couple feet out, I would fail it, so I will stay right here. But it's certainly something. One issue I could run into, and I think this is when you become, I don't know, partnered, or if there's something before partnership on Twitch. I don't even know what it's called. I don't think it's just like verified.
How can I be of service?
Do I want Dance Man 1 or Dance Man 2? And there are emotes, so man. Don't want that one. Don't want that one either. Definitely don't want that one. I honestly don't even know what dance is. This one just looks very sped up. Maybe it wouldn't be too bad actually doing it in game. I don't know. I'm not much of a dancing type person, so I don't know what is going on with that here. And hello, Adder. One problem with streaming in general is I have no idea how to say names, to be honest. And I always feel like I'm butchering everybody's name, so I apologize to anybody if I ever totally say your name wrong. I even get names wrong in LOTRO in-game all the time, but anyway, you said you love my videos and please keep up the great work. And I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I definitely do plan to keep it up, and thanks for that. I think that is the new steed, or that wouldn't be war steed, but I think that is the new cosmetic for the steed here. If anybody is curious, that looks like it to me from what I remember.
What can I do for you?
And it looks like I have enough of the fall festivity token thingies. Spring leaves, not fall festivity tokens, wow. I have enough of these. Cap of the Mountain Meadow. Anyway, let's look at the new items, fresh rewards. Jacket of the Merry Fellow, Hat of the Merry Fellow. We can't not even see the hat. Let me go to an outfit where we can actually see the hat. So there's the jacket, there's the hat. It's hard to see, but I think it has a feather. It has a little teal feather up there. I wonder if it can be dyed and you can change the color of the feather. No, it looks like it changes the color of the hat. Okay. Affiliate on Twitch for the little streams. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. And partner, that is when you get bigger on Twitch, I believe. But yeah, one problem with doing that is I think there is an exclusivity thing you have to sign on Twitch that basically you can't stream anywhere else. So if I wanted to occasionally do like a special stream on YouTube, that would probably not be possible if I did on Twitch. Of course, if I streamed regularly on Twitch, I'll definitely try to do that. I wonder if I should join this pug for Red-maid tier 3. I already tried it a few times. I don't know why I inspect that person, but I guess see, they are level 100 and a Runekeeper. This is Tom Bombadil's outfit. Ooh, I'd have to actually look at him. It's pretty neat. This outfit is okay. The only problem-ish is... It actually makes sense. This is also Merry Fellow. But anyway, the only problem I could actually see with this is usually I like shoulder pads and that type of stuff. This also might work better on a male character. This is, of course, a female high elf. This is more of a female outfit, but I would not wear this, even on my female characters. It was hard enough for me to wear a dress-like thing on Louiden, who is a male character, so... Yeah, as far as stuff I want, Seed of the Forest Spring, that actually does seem interesting to me. But let's see, cosmetic pets, dyes, essences, no, don't really care about that. There's Spring Festival Steeds, so you can only get Elk of the Springwood. Ooh, that also sounds interesting, just because I like different things. Of course, for this character, I would want the War Steed appearance, which takes a lot of stuff. These are all the other ones that I could spend my precious mythical coins on, which will not happen. Other stuff. Okay, what am I looking for again? Oh, old cosmetic outfits. Okay, let's look at cosmetics part 1. This is all the new stuff. Mantle of the Springwoods. Yes, I think the Springwoods, not the dress, but the Springwoods, I think that is one that I would like on my hunter. I don't know how it'd look on a male character. That would be the only concern. Oh, some mounts, it doesn't show your shield on the Warden. That is odd. Sometimes I don't have the shield showing on my cosmetic just because I don't like to have it out all the time, but in combat I definitely like it. This outfit, the shield actually matches as well. The shield totally does not match my outfit, or just depending on what mood I'm in, I will sometimes not have it shown. But this type of shield, this one's more of a generic, regular looking shield, not too much of a Warden shield look, but this type of shield in particular is the one I really like with the Warden. And that's why I would think it would be really neat if I could actually find a Warden shield, like a real life miniature version of a Warden shield. That is one thing I'll put right on that wall to have on display in my stream or any videos. But yeah, like the War Steed here, I am not showing the shield. I wonder if a regular mount, let's try this goat. For some reason I have my goat on shift. Still on my keybind. How about State of the Alliance of the Third Age? It looks like on all of them it's hiding the shield for me. I wonder if it's a high elf thing or on every mount it just doesn't show the shield for me. Every mount I have on my bars. But yeah, let's go back to cosmetics for part 2. Laskalin spring dress. Laskalin. This one's also pretty neat, the Laskalin. What's the spring pack? Ooh, don't like that. I like things that have full... Oh, I know a few people with this outfit. And the straw hat. I kind of like that, the sightseers and then the straw hat. Except those look like jeans, that's the only problem. I'm personally not a big fan of jeans. This matches whatever cloak I picked. Spring Festival for some reason is the one I have least paid attention to in all the times of LOTRO. Spring Adventures. Ooh, I do like this quiver. I wonder if you can dye it. I might try to get that quiver for my hunter if I do enough of the Spring Festival. Okay, I am not a fan of that hat for my character. Short sleeve spring flinger hauberk. Can this be dyed? I don't know why I always click red. I'm actually looking for something green. That would actually be pretty neat. Green. Short sleeved or long sleeve? That'd actually be a tough one. If I want something actually springy, I don't want short sleeved. It's kind of funny in games like this. I feel very weird if I don't have gloves equipped, usually. But in real life, I would feel very weird if I was always wearing gloves. Just as like a random thing. Okay, those are dresses. So I think for cosmetics, I like the... I think it was actually... Yeah, the spring woods. I like that. I would have to find boots and something else to go with it, but I like these spring woods there. And, oh, there's a fiddle. I assume that's an instrument. Okay, I was going to say that's probably an instrument and not actually a back item. It would be neat if there was actually an instrument that you could wear as a cosmetic back item. Like as a minstrel, you could have 2 instruments that way. But the other thing that I liked, spend more time looking at the cosmetics than I actually do doing the festival. But the other thing I like is this hauberk. There was actually one more thing, it was on part 2. This one's also pretty neat. The mountain meadow, this actually does look mountainous somehow. It looks almost more like a Yule outfit. I guess a little bit the color there just reminds me of something that would be green themed for a Yule outfit. Not the spring dress, but the spring tunic and trousers also like that one decently for a cosmetic, for a spring cosmetic for this character. But anyway, that is what is going on with those. I was hoping for something both for my hunter and for this character, but did not look to be the case that I found anything like a full set of armor. Basically didn't quite find out. Have to find random pieces to mix and match with it. But anyway, for the stuff I need to do, we can go back to the maze and actually try to do maze type stuff for a little bit. But I will probably do the missions soon on my hunter. I'll go through the maze, probably wrap that up, then go to the missions and
Would you do something for me?
get wrapped up with this stream. We spent a lot of time again on Naruhel. I don't mind that I spent a lot of time there, otherwise I would have quit earlier and dropped that group, or dropped the group that I formed. Actually, signs here. It actually looks like the person is reading the signs. It's kind of funny. They're targeting something. They're actually targeting a signed post that I cannot target. Okay, let's turn floaty names on and keep pressing delete.
What do you need?
Continue that quest. There is one weird thing that I actually could see the questing icons on the minimap before, and I don't seem to be able to now. I still need 2 more wandering elves. And I need some dire beers, of course. I need 6 of those. I have 10 minutes to do that. And this time I can actually pay more attention. I know I'm already getting stuck in stuff. I don't remember if I went here. I should remember, because I think I did. Okay, I knocked all of those places out. Let's go over here. I wonder if you can zoom. Okay, it does not. It actually blocks you from zooming the camera out. I have not gone down this path. That should be that's not the entrance, so there's still something towards the entrance that I could go to. There's another wandering elf, there's that. Okay, let's go ahead and head down here. This is the potential type of area that I could definitely get lost. There's that dead end. I remember some of this part from earlier just because I was spending a lot of time running around here, it seems like. Here's a dire beer. I still need 2 more elves, and I need to gather yellow cattails. I think that's outside of the hedge maze. Okay, so this did teleport me. I'm back at the southwest, actually, so I can go up. I believe if I head north. No, I'm at the... Earlier I was in the northeast, maybe? Actually, I don't even remember. Either in the northwest or northeast before. Dead end. Oh, he ran up here again. Here's a dire beer. Here's another dire beer. I still need 5 of these dire beers, though. I really feel the pressure with the time on this quest. It's kind of weird general quests around Middle-earth and LOTRO. Oh, I sampled it. There we go. It's waiting to be teleported. It seems like it takes you to the same corner. I don't know if it does that every time, but 2 times in a row. Let's try to get back to where I was. Take this turn. Oh, not this turn. But yeah, with a quest like this, I actually feel the pressure of the time limit compared to a lot of regular quests in LOTRO that have time limits, and usually it's very easy, it seems like, to finish whatever quest in the time limit, but this one I feel a lot more worried about compared to normal quests, basically. Alright, there is that dire beer again, the one I targeted last time. I have to find a way to get to that, and I might run across more along the way, but I feel like I should keep that one targeted for now. Make sure there's actually one right here, so I'll remember that's over there. I still also do have to find 2 wandering elves. I think the big place I have not been is the southeast corner. Oh yeah, this is going to teleport me. Oh, this did take me to a different spot. It looked like it could just be the camera angle, but I think it did take me to a different spot. Okay, so there's that dire beer again. I think last time, I am all turned around this time, but I think last time, let's say we're going here, and then yes, okay. Get my bearings right, and I think I can get towards getting there again by going around here. Do these signs actually say something if I zoom in? It says... I can't quite read that. Okay, this is where I picked up that last beer that I got. I feel like I was shoving the mug in my face. Nothing was actually coming out or anything. This is a random thing for Lost in Ark's pesky critters. There's a lot of different ones there. Harbingers of the Dead. These actually count as skirmishes? As far as like going through the... I can get the ill omens, but I'm surprised the festival instance counts as a skirmish. Here we are. This one actually took me to a convenient spot because we have this thing. See, I have not actually been down this way that much. Let's see what is on this side of the hedge maze. Make sure there's no beer there. There's not. I just need 2 more within about 5 minutes, so it should very easily be doable, I would hope. Here is one more. There's the actual debuff, by the way. So I will I will try to head back to the middle. That seems to be a good spot for me right now. Death Dealer, anything off topic is fine as far as the question goes, but you said you got max level for the first time in LOTRO and you're wondering what's the most efficient way to level your imbued legendary. So if you're wondering about the process of imbued legendary or just how to actually level up, like get this part of the level up, that would help clarify what my answer would be, because the best way to get this level up is to just do like normal quests and normal things, instances and all that normal stuff you would do to get character XP and apply your heritage, and that is overall pretty simple. But I'm guessing you mean how to actually get these scrolls of empowerments and starlight crystals to level up the legacies and the DPS and all that sort of stuff, which I can go on about anyway. But while I wait to see if that is exactly what you mean, Vulgar asks, what was my first class and race? My first was an elf runekeeper named Legan on Arkenstone. And then I played my first alt until Moria, and then my second character was my Warden. And Moria I hated so much that I decided to level my Warden, and then my Warden went through Moria before my Runekeeper. And the characters, both of them are level 120 on Arkenstone. The Warden's been taken over by Louisden, and the Runekeeper I don't even know, to be honest. He's level 120 though. I don't really play them too much anymore. It's kind of sad. I basically recreated those two characters on Anor. I am not even looking for... I am looking for Wandering Elves, but not that one. Looking for one more, but I don't have a time limit. I got all the beers and that stuff, so there's no time pressure here. So yeah, those characters are a little bit abandoned because I do have Louisden, and I mainly play on Anor now. I actually played those characters with some of the people in my kinship on Anor. And yeah, I recreated them, made them both high elves actually. But for the scrolls and that type of stuff, for the Indeed legendary items, so the first is, if you run group content, trying to find groups for the Throne of the Dreadterror is actually a very efficient way to get both of that stuff. And the most important thing for most classes and most weapons and items is to apply Starlit Crystals. Make sure you get that up. That is a good thing to prioritize at the start, because for a class like Warden, for example, getting the DPS as high as you can will definitely be a good thing. So that's something you want to focus on first, that I would recommend. But some of them, like the Guardian shield use with their belt, that is actually completely useless, and you need to apply no Starlight Crystals to that. So unfortunately, that's not clearly the case for every single class. I need to actually pay attention where I'm going. I need to get... I thought I got to this path already. Let's see. I need to find one more Wandering Elf. Perhaps part of the problem is they are wandering. I feel like I've been here 100 times. I'm a little bit out of front around the maze. I feel like I've been to this particular path 100 times. Let's try going this way. Okay, maybe, nope, that is a dead end. But Throne of the Dreadterror is good if you run it on tier 2, and the fewer people you run that with, the more of the tokens you get, and you can use whatever barter currency it is. And you can barter for either Starlight Crystals or Scrolls of Empowerment. Perhaps the second best way is if you have any Motes of Enchantment, then you can get a bunch of Starlight Crystals and a bunch of Scrolls of Empowerment that are max tier. So you can only use them up to a certain point, and the same for Embers of Enchantment. That is what I did. I did Motes of Enchantment, as many as I had, and then I did Embers of Enchantment for Louisden, specifically my level 130 Warden. That is what I'm doing for this character even. And I am having trouble finding this Wandering Elf. I am really just wandering now because I'm just answering a question and paying no attention to where I'm going. I don't know if that's a good thing. I almost feel like that could be a good way to go through a maze though. Is have no idea where you're going and just use your beneficially fast Warden feat to try to go somewhere useful and eventually stumble upon a Wandering Elf. So yes, I oddly feel like this is actually a decent strategy, even though I don't think it is at the same time. Oh yeah, there definitely are online maps. It can be a little bit tough. I should have known. I recognized this right before I did the turn. Alright, let's try this way again. There's a Wandering Elf, but not one I can talk to. But the other thing... Let's see, we talked about Motes and Embers of Enchantment. And then there's also the War of Three Peaks missions. They're not the most efficient, but they're decently efficient. My pet, I agree that it's very cute, even though it's sort of an evil pet. It is an Ill-Omen's Hound, so I got it from the Ill-Omened skirmish event, and it didn't take all that many tokens. I did not do hardly any ill omens, to be honest. Overall, I completed the daily maybe like 2 times, but I had enough tokens and I really wanted the ill omened hound, so that is what I got, and that is what it is. So yes, I definitely agree, Tyler Hill, that my pet is very cute, and it alone was worth all the effort I put into ill omens, which again was not that much effort. I have no idea how I did not stumble upon this guy before. I will slap him for that, because that should have been a lot easier since he was just standing there right in the middle of one of the roads and right near this thing. I wonder if there's a thing where you can just leave instance. It does not look like they actually make you navigate all the way back, and I feel like I just took a wrong turn. I think I can go. Actually, I don't think I can. Oh, I do think I can. No, I can't. I should have trusted my first instinct that I could not actually go this way. There's that minstrel that was running Naruhel with us. I recognize that outfit. He's just a recognizable character, I guess. This is the right way, I believe, this time. Yeah. And then the other thing with Starlit Crystals and Scrolls of Empowerments, a very good way is actually the auction house. I guess that's a little bit dependent on your server if people actually post that stuff. But using your gold, I find that to be a very good way. Because for me in LOTRO, accumulating gold just by doing different things, whether it be questing or running instances, especially instances, not necessarily raids, but instances, at least doing those a lot, can be very good for getting gold. And even if you craft or just sell your crafting mats and all the various things like that, you can get a lot of gold, I found, without much effort. And okay, let's do the Cloven Trek. And you can just spend that gold on Starlit Crystals and Scrolls of Empowerment, and those will be non-capped. Another thing that is possible is you can spend your marks and medallions at the skirmish camp on Scrolls of Empowerment. Running group content, you get a ton of those. But another thing I really like from the skirmish camp for marks and medallions is the reputation acceleration tomes, because rep grinds in LOTRO are very grindy and bad, and I don't mean bad that it's bad that there is a grind. Some of it's a little bit annoying to me overall, but improving that with reputation acceleration tomes I think is a great thing, and I'd personally rather spend my marks find my way out. Is there actually a way out other than the way in? In Scratchy Scroll 7, I have no idea what you should spend your leaves on. There are a bunch of different things. There is follower of the Grey Host. He's in the Mithril League. I feel like I should follow him. I don't know what this hunter is doing. It looks like he was also following him. That was kind of funny. I really didn't know there was another way out. I don't know if I just have to go back to the way I went in. I'm just wandering around once again, going with the question of the thing. But yeah, what you should spend your leaves on just depends on what you want. It's mostly cosmetic stuff. Wait a minute, I think I can still get around this way if I remember correctly. Here we go. Alright, let's see if this is the way the quest actually works, but I kind of doubt it. I feel like there's another way. Yeah, there's another way that I have to go out. So I wonder if I cancel the quest if there will be some timer. Let's see, hopefully not. Oh yeah, there is a little timer. There's 5 minutes to retry that. That is unfortunate. Just bad timing with that. Here, somebody has something. Post signs. Alright, I can go ahead and do that. I don't know if I should wait 5 minutes for one of these guys to go back. I do want to do the missions again and try to get through a few of those today. I would actually rather try to get through 10 of those today on my hunter. So maybe I will switch to that, and we could go back to the maze depending how late it is. But I really want to get some missions in today before I got to go. So, and those, I think last time took not quite an hour, but close to roughly-ish an hour. Oh yeah, so Scratch Chase Scroll, it's really mostly cosmetics again. So as Yawning Sloth mentioned, the new horse is pretty. I do like the new horse. Having a green horse or even elk I think would be really nice. Halo T14 just actually mentioned the elk mount, and I think if I remember correctly, the elk took like 70-ish tokens or 60-ish tokens. I don't really remember, but that would be a decent amount of grind. It sounds like if you do all the quests, all these Spring Festival quests in one day, you'd get about 40 to 50 of the tokens, so it'd be at least 2 days as far as that goes if you do everything. I did not spend all too long on the festival, directly on this festival, and I got maybe 20-ish tokens, so it wasn't too bad. And a lot of this stuff, I think once I learned the maze, I could definitely go through that stuff quicker. But for now... Oh no, I need more quest slots on this character. Oh, I might have to abandon more of my War of the Three Peaks missions, which is okay. It's just really nice to have a bunch of those banked up, I think. Matron of the Keep and Matron of the High Pass. Interesting. But I want to do this because if I finish now, I just get like free XP on this character. And this quest, I don't think I will... I cannot cancel that quest. Oh no. That just takes up a slot on my quest log and I can't cancel that. That's unfortunate. Oh, somebody is around my level, 44. Oh, my inventory... my inventory is going to be very flooded. Let me go ahead and actually clean up my inventory. Okay, so the elk is only 40. Yeah, that's overall not too bad for the new elk. I did not see what the new elk looked like. Actually, I only know what the new horse looks like, and I do like the new horse, and I believe the festival merchants are only available at the festival. Let's see, there might be few enough elks that I can actually guess the name of it. Elk of Festive Sphere, it's probably not that. This is the new elk, by the way. I actually don't know if I like that elk too much. This one's pretty neat, the Felagoth. Oh, that's for Figments of Splendor. Of course, that is why that one is neat. Feature challenge. I like the Winter Elk. That might be my favorite just because it's so basic. Even the Forest Elk isn't too bad, but... yeah, I am honestly not the biggest fan of that Springwood Elk. And Joe M. Hunter... Dwarf Hunter is definitely viable for solo play. There's just about nothing that is not viable for solo play. The least viable things for solo play would be healing specs, but Hunter is not a healer, so they do not have that issue. And even the classes that primarily heal, they have DPS specs, so they're even still mostly viable. And you can actually do solo quests. It'd be very slow, but you can do solo quests on a healing spec even if you really want. That's just about the only thing that's not too viable overall for solo play, I would say. Alright, so these missions, we have to wait a minute, first of all. The mob spawning is kind of tough in these. Alright, now we need to destroy sappers. So last time I did this, none of the mobs spawned, which would actually be good for quick mission completion, but it's a little bit less exciting that way. Yeah, with the festival, if you do it, especially if you do it daily and repeat it and go through all this stuff, I don't think it would overall be that bad of a grind. And the festival lasts almost a month as far as I know, and they usually extend festivals, it seems like, after they're over, so it could even potentially last longer than a month by the time it's all said and done. So you have a lot of opportunities to do this stuff, it seems like, and overall, individual things are not all that expensive. It's more so that the stuff is expensive after. If you want to get like absolutely everything there is, it would be quite a bit, which some people do want to do, and I think they also really enjoy the festival, so they go through all that. And Salty Varian, you're wondering if Wildwood is worth it. So I believe that's 1195 LOTRO points, which I understand is maybe more expensive than normal quest packs. I'm guessing it costs that much because it is new, but I'm not entirely sure because I am a subscriber, so I don't really have to ever worry about that. But I I really like Wildwood so far. It's something I've been very excited for. I like having another option at this level, but it really depends. If you already have options to level around level 45, it might not be the most worth it if you don't want it. But if you have none of the quest packs for around this level, it could just be a viable alternative, like comparing to Angmar, Forakel, Misty Mountains, and even Eregion. It could be a viable alternative to those. And you would get some missions with that, which could be nice from a regular quest pack. And of course the new instances, those scale, one of them 20 to 130 and another 45 to 130. So those would be the reasons it's worth it. If the missions don't interest you, which I'm doing a mission right now just for reference, I'm really interested in the rewards for the missions actually. Is the main reason I am doing this, but it is also fun and a good thing to level. This character I'm actually not the most interested in leveling, oddly enough, just because I want to stay on level for the Wildwood quest, but the missions will be nice because they are a decent alternative for XP, and you can get Virtue XP. I just leveled up a Virtue from Orcslayer Advanced actually for Breland. So you can get a lot of stuff like that with the missions. And I want to make sure that I actually pick up my missions quests. That is a big concern right now. There's a weekly to do 10 missions, and I don't think I picked that up, so I need to get out of here. I believe I should be able to pick that up again. I just must have missed it. I'm pretty sure that reset, and that is why I can do it. I think it is a weekly, so that is a good thing to keep in mind, that it's not necessarily something I have to do 10 missions every day. Yeah, here it is. So it might not even be something I finish today. I don't know if I will do all 10 missions today. We'll see how things go. But that was a huge setback. The good news is it did actually save my progress. I did not know it would do that. So I just have to get 3 more sappers, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. I thought I would reset all that progress, and this is one of the slower missions relatively. But yeah, as far as Wildwood goes, I really do think it can be worth it if you're considering, like, versus another quest pack, maybe in the level 45-ish range. And there's a lot of content. Again, the missions you can actually access from level 20. So that could be a very big draw. I also particularly find the Wildwood missions a lot better than the War of Three Peaks ones. Overall, with some of the systems they have in place, and that they're more rewarding overall. Again, I'm actually running these because I'm super interested in the cosmetics. I'm a lot more motivated to run these compared to the War of Three Peaks missions, really. Okay, so that is one more sapper, and then I should be finished with that. We just return to the mine entrance because we do not want to be collapsed with the mine, even though we had destroyed all the things that could blow it up, but gotta get out anyway. Don't know where the sentence was initially going there. Wonder if you can leave, if there's a little port here, if I will have to do leave mission. Actually, there isn't even anything here to take me out. Oh yeah, it took me just to the little edge of there. See, Assault on Trestle Bridge, that wasn't too bad of one. That was pretty fun. We can go ahead and do that. I might get my yellow line built up. I know this would actually be a rare time that I want the red line, maybe. Actually, this is one I do want the yellow line for a mission. I don't think I set it up. This would be a really good one to have yellow line, so I'll set that up real quick. It's kind of a problem because I really do like all 3 specs on the Hunter. I'd almost consider it worth it. It's just 100 mithril coins. This is something that I really don't like, that you have to spend so many mithril coins on that. I feel like that'd be a good benefit for VIPs to encourage people to subscribe as far as like the monetization of the game goes. I feel like that would be a great thing to have. And Joe Pedro, I also was not able to finish Naruhel on tier 3. The big thing is do not move. If you are in a puddle, do not move. Even if you are right next to the boss, it seemed like you should not be moving. Actually, I do want tripwire. I don't know why I didn't pick that. What is this one? Deadly decoy and explosive arrow damage. Unfortunately, rather this. Deadly Decoy does a ton of damage, but it's super slow for it to actually trigger. Rain of Thorns is a minute cooldown, so no point in boosting that. Traps max range and get this thing. Resistance Penetration, that might actually be worth it at this level. Explosive Arrow, I just don't use quite enough, I feel like, for that to be super worth it. But at the same time, the Resistance Penetration is a little bit odd. And so Luke Brigham, you said there are stat tomes from festival rewards. I do not know about that, so I have not seen any info put out about that as well. That is something I have no idea about. This is not a good trait. Oh, this is taking me way too long. Okay, let's yeah, put out what I can, and then I'll go with this one for this level, at least what I have right now. Okay, so got the L line set up, but let me manage my traits. This is so tough for me to actually organize my L line traits just because it's so weird at this level.
How can I be of service?
The main thing is the lack of focus. I feel like compared to the other specs, there's a huge lack of focus, and I actually realize this is not when I want to have the yellow line. That is one of the other skirmishes. Not skirmishes, this is basically a skirmish, but that's one of the other, whatever these are called, missions. In this outfit, if I can ignore that huge belt, I assume that's a belt, it's part of the hauberk thing. I really like this outfit besides that belt and the shoulder pads. But yeah, this particular mission actually is going to be one of the ones I would slightly rather maybe being in the red line, although overall it definitely does not matter basically at all. I just think I could pump out slightly higher damage for optimizing my level 44 mission gameplay. I feel like Redline would have a little bit of an edge here. And it'd just be a good time for me to actually use it, because while regular questing, I'm often in the blue line because of the mobility and high burst damage and not really having to stop moving. I can just keep on going with the blue line. Even while questing, having to find the path movement speed is really nice. So there's all that stuff, and those are the reasons I'm in the blue line so much. So it's nice to get the variety of being able to play in the red line and having that standstill type gameplay. So I like to take the opportunity in a situation like this, but again, I think the yellow line, as far as the missions I will be doing today, will be more useful. Okay, that was a little bit overkill on that orc, but sometimes that is what you need to do. I forget I already have enough trait points to actually get that instant cast. I thought that Swiftbow would actually have an induction when I used it. I did not pay attention to my buffs to know that I actually got volleyed, especially because I only have a 6% chance right now with just 2 trait points there. So this mission was definitely a lot quicker than the other one. I should have my mission reward. There it is. I'm also really glad they made the mission rewards available at levels lower than the level cap for these. That is definitely a nice thing compared to the War of Three Peaks missions. It still doesn't make sense that the War of Three Peaks missions, the cosmetic barter currency, is locked to level cap. So let's see what else we have. Trestle Bridge Ambush. Let's do the other one. We just defended Trestle Bridge, but I guess we did not defend it well enough, because now we need to try to take it back, and I will get my Hunter class quest. We might do the Hunter class quest after I finish Wildwood. Okay, this is when I want to be in the yellow line, by the way. So we will do that. And I have a trait point because I leveled up, so let's put it in that. The Western Courtyard. I feel like the Western Courtyard's supposed to be right here. There we go. Here's all the enemies. It just sometimes takes them a minute, or you have to stand in the right spot and they'll finally trigger. But the reason I want to be in the yellow line is because of all this AoE. The yellow line really does have good AoE at this level. At high levels you can build an AoE build in any of the specs, but at this point I'll have the most AoE and I think be best off in the yellow line, but that is actually even possibly not the case when the mobs are this spread out. I really don't know why, but it's super fun for me to try to optimize my character as much as I can at like a random level like this. I want to pull everything. Staying high on the focus would be good, but I still do want to pull everything. I really do miss when Lingering Wound did not cost focus. I like that gameplay a lot more on the L-Line Hunter. I know Lingering Wound is stronger now, but I still miss the old version, definitely. Okay, so Explosive Decoy is the most important thing. I should actually be focusing on the ranged mobs. I'll go ahead and even use Rain of Thorns on them. Oh wow, I'm about to die. That's not good. Did Explosive Decoy never go off? Uh-oh. Okay, perhaps the L line is actually not the best. I expected Explosive Decoy to kill everything behind me. Used to do enough damage to, at least. Explosive Shot? Yeah, the L line, maybe it's just not that good at this level. A while ago I played my high level hunter and it was just as fine. It seemed like relative to what it was for a lower level with this character, but it really does seem like it's in a rougher spot than I expected. Quick Shot in particular, I notice is very weak. A lot of the strength seems to be in the traps and the such, but even those don't seem nearly as strong as they used to be. I remember that when the traps were strong enough to one-shot mobs just about at lower levels, it seemed like. Okay, so I'm actually going to change this right back to the red line. I kind of hate to do that, but I can feel the weakness a little bit too much right there. I just don't feel like it is useful right now. I think I'll go with Strength Stance damage actually at this point. So we can take a point out of that. We can get 1 point in that. Don't feel the need for any of those, so I'll put my points in this, get 2 in Burn Hot, and then Inductions. There we go. It feels weird to be that familiar with the hunter traits that I know that is all that I want to do. But I think I will try this fight in Redline just to see how it goes, just because I am curious what sort of AoE I can do right now. If I can actually stand still long enough to use Rain of Arrows here. The main benefit of the red line right now is Rain of Arrows. That is basically the only reason I would be spec'd into it right now. And in a situation like this where I can stand still for a little bit, I can go ahead and use my strong skills and then move on. Let's see, the question is for this next fight, which do I want to be in? I'll try it red line to start. It actually is nice having a mission that is actually somewhat dangerous for my character though. Okay, hopefully that will kill a good portion of them, and it does seem like it did. This is very stark contrast compared to what we were doing with the festival. I know it's kind of weird for me to have a stream where I really want 2 focuses, but I think it's also good to break up with the festival so I don't get bored. I wasn't really getting bored there, but I just also really wanted to actually work in missions today. I believe that is the last mob, and that was also a situation of overkill, but sometimes it's hard to not overkill something when you have a strong dot and something like Heartseeker, but then a lot of upfront damage. Looks like I killed one of those mobs and all that. I got a big crit with something. I think it was Blood Arrow. So another counterattack. Again, this is also basically a skirmish in Trestle Bridge. It's like they designed 2 Trestle Bridge skirmishes, but then made them more mission-y. It's kind of fun, but it would be really fun to run these missions, or run these as full skirmishes, kind of, I think, in a raid. It's almost like this makes me, even though I think these 2 missions I did are fun, it makes me more so wish that they were actually skirmishes instead of missions. And being able to run them like in Fellowship version and Raid version, all that sort of stuff you can do with regular skirmishes. That is one thing in general with missions. I think it would be very fun if you could do those as 3-man, 6-mans. And you could actually scale the group size up. Even for the simple ones like collect the 20 things, it'd just be fun to allow more people in it, especially if you increase like turn mobs from regular mobs to signatures, etc. going through. Attack on caught fast, that sounds fun. I feel like the most boring mission, one of the most boring ones, was actually the first one I did today. Just because it's to collect like 20 things. Heck up there. But it's just not the most exciting to have to pick up 20 things in a cave, basically, to me.
What do you need?
This one is actually similar. It's collect 20 things, even though just that this one sounds more fun being attack on caught fast. There are no mobs right now though, so I can get through a little bit of it quickly. Looks like I'm still in red line, and I forgot to switch to strength stance, so I'll go ahead and switch to blue line. The mobs might eventually appear. Who knows? This actually makes me want to get back to questing in the Wildwood, but that will not be something I will be able to get to today. And that's actually one thing, I forgot to talk about this completely now that I'm actually thinking about it, but it is one thing with the Spring Festival in Wildwood, and something in general with LOTRO, is they often give you different things, multiple things to do at once, but they're like very different things. So we got Wildwood and the Spring Festival at basically the same time. So it's almost like they're giving you too much to do at once, rather than staggering the releases or staggering the events. So it's a little bit odd with that. I know the Wildwood brought some changes to the Spring Festival, so perhaps that is why they did that, but I personally would have preferred if the content distribution, the way they released it, is if the Spring Festival was maybe like a week or two, at least a week or two after Wildwood, just so we had time for everybody interested in the Wildwood to do that, but then people wanting to do the Spring Festival, that would be separated a little bit. And the way it is right now, people who are interested in both either can do the Spring Festival or Wildwood. I know I'm doing both of them, but it's not like I'm splitting my time basically between both of them. When without the Spring Festival, I would definitely rather go through Wildwood, and in the future I'll probably do a lot more Wildwood, so it's going to be tough for me to get like the cosmetics that I talked about being interested in with the Spring Festival. It's just going to be a bit tougher to do that. And I feel like this is an issue that has been going on with LOTRO actually for a while, that sometimes they will do releases like this, basically give multiple things like this at once. And then sometimes we'll go with like long periods with nothing, when there could actually be a little bit of a something just to stagger it out. Again, like with Wildwood, if they, you know, if the update wasn't ready a week ago, that is okay, but they could have pushed back the Spring Festival, maybe. But another example I have, a pretty big one, is actually when the legendary servers went to Angmar, I believe it was, is basically the same day. I think it was actually a couple days after, but it was when update 24 was released. So for people that played on both servers and had characters on both servers, they basically had to choose which update they wanted to play. And that was something that definitely hurt the legendary servers, I think, and helped split the player base even further. I think at that point, in general, people were more interested with the content on the legendary servers. Of course, even with myself, when it went through Rohan and even now where it is in Gondor, it's not the most exciting thing, even though I'm enjoying Gondor, but I don't know, there are just things like that, it seems like, with LOTRO. Sometimes they give a bunch of things at once, I feel like. But just looping that back into the Wildwood and Spring Festival, the main complaint I have about that is I'm actually interested in doing both of those, but again, it is splitting my time right now. And if Wildwood was already out for a little bit, I would feel fine taking a break from Wildwood and going to do the Spring Festival. But the Spring Festival is also a limited time event, so if I really want to try to get the rewards, I will have to probably prioritize my gameplay time to doing the Spring Festival more than I would want, because I'd rather do Wildwood because Wildwood is overall more exciting to me. It's a whole new zone. And even the missions and all the rewards excite me more, even though I do want stuff from the Spring Festival. Basically, that is what is going on in summary, and I have to talk to our Ratriel, who is hiding way over here in the middle of Caught Fast for some reason. She is stuck with the cow somehow. I don't know how that happened, and how she got in there. She can't get out now. It looks like a Minecraft little fenced area, where you'd fence in your animals. There's a gate right there. There are too many things about this zone, Wildwood, that remind me of Minecraft, and that actually is one of them. Anyway, got that mission done. The Menace of Sutwarden. I don't remember this one. Okay, let me actually summon the NPC.
What can I do for you?
Now I need to defeat foes and destroy banners. Yeah, the last time I did this mission, I also ran into the issue of mobs not spawning, so running back to the beginning, trigger all the mobs to spawn, and this is one of the ones where you actually need to defeat the foes, so it's important for them to spawn. Compared to like the last one, all I needed to do was click 20 things. But in this one, I need to click 8 things, but then I also have to defeat 15 of the enemies. So Yawning Sloth, I wonder... I feel like that is something that was going on earlier. That was really random, but I just saw your message about once you have the map for the maze, the quests go a lot quicker. I think, for some reason I remember that from way earlier. I wonder if there's... Hope there's nothing going wrong with my chat, or if that's just something that just came in or something. Oh, that looks like what is going on. Hopefully you are not stuck like way back in the stream when I was actually going through the Spring Festival, but that, yeah, I think I remember talking about that around when we were going through Naruhel or something like that, but yeah, it seems like once you learn the map, I do happen to agree with you that the maze quest can go a lot quicker. This is a nice view. It is daytime, but it's a little bit cloudy. It actually doesn't even say when it is, but yeah, it's cloudy out. I don't think it is raining, but it's still a nice view over towards Trestlebridge area. Over there, North Downs area more generally. And that's towards the east there. And then you can actually see Evendom off in the distance over there. Alright, me, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. You said you do love the streams, but it's 3 a.m. in Serbia. I really don't know why, but every time somebody says the time, something like that, it seems to always be 3 a.m. I don't know why, but it's just kind of an interesting thing that I seem to always be streaming at 3 a.m. for everybody. But anyway, thank you for joining this stream, and I'm glad you do enjoy them, even if it is so late. And I hope you have a good night as well. If I actually stayed up to 3 a.m. and streamed till 3 a.m. my time, I need one more banner. This is what happened last time. I needed one more banner. This is actually right next to me this time, though. And then there will be 2 counterattacks. Last time I got the one on the bottom first. So I think I'll pull the one on the top here. And then I'll go and sneak attack, ambush the ones at the bottom. So Scratch and Scroll, it is 10 a.m. for you. Let's see, the only place I could think that would be, I think Japan, it would be 11 a.m. So I'm not entirely sure where that would be. I know Japan's not the only place. It would be around that. Australia, potentially? At least it's not 3 a.m. for everybody. 2:17 in Portugal. Portugal. $10 p.m. is going to be Eastern time. I am in Central time in the US, so it's 9:16. But yeah, if I actually stream till 3 a.m. my time, that would be like 6 more hours, which if I stayed up that late and all that, that would be no problem. But I usually sleep way earlier. On a mission weekly. I already completed 15 missions. Ooh, do I want bonus legendary item boost, character boost, or crafting materials? I think the best thing to get for the on a missions weekly would be either legendary item boost or character boost. But I am really curious what the character boost has, so we will do some investigation even if this is not exactly the best thing. So this got me. I don't know if this is what it gets you every time, but this is what it got me. A lot of different goodies. That much I have to admit, these are pretty good. Even the Essence Reclamation Scroll, this is consumed on use, or yeah, that one's more obvious, but it is not bound to account, so this is something I could sell on the auction house, for example, if you're just looking for something to sell like on the AH. So this is what the bonus character boost has. I don't know if this is a big mystery. There are probably people who have already gotten this, but I am just finding this out. I'm actually going to do a snipping tool snip. Actually, I took a screenshot. I don't need to do that. But sugarcane, I do not have any news on Guardian buffs or any class balance changes, unfortunately. I wish I did. The Virtue XP is very nice. 1,000 of that. I wonder, I need to see what the legendary item box has now to see exactly what it has from that 15 weekly. The 45 weekly has the same thing, it looks like. Just another set of rewards. So we can maybe check out the legendary item boost on that one. This is the exact type of stuff, both the 15 and 45 having good stuff like this. This is the exact type of stuff that I feel like should have been with the original missions in War of Three Peaks. That's another reason these weeklies, they're actually motivating me to do missions. That is the huge thing that was lacking with the first set of missions. Oh, we spent so long in here just because I was running around killing spiders, shooting them, and all that sort of stuff. Last stream. We get to spend more time. We need to destroy spider nests and defeat some brood mothers. I heard somebody had an issue getting the brood mothers to spawn. I know this is the type of thing, there should actually be spiders right now. I might have to go back up to the start to trigger them. Well, let me do that, just in case. And yes, biking and liking it, the new map, you do like that. That is good to know. A lot of people, most people I've actually seen or heard from, they actually dislike the new maps. I think there's merits to both the old and new maps. Alright, let's see if that helps spawn the mobs. And the Yolt Man, how do I open those information windows for items? So whenever you're hovering over anything, if you press the H key, that will just anchor it. So you can do that with a lot of things, like we'll just randomly go to that person, even if you hover over a player like that. If it has a tooltip, you can usually anchor it like that. So there are a lot of different things you can do that. You can do that with gear, you can do it with abilities, items, and players, as you saw earlier. You can even do it with traits as well. So that is how the H key, when you're hovering over it and when the tooltip is showing. It's a very useful thing. So one thing I like to do with that is sometimes I'll equip a piece of gear and I'll compare a skill, I'll anchor the skill, and then if I equip a new piece of gear like these pants, I don't care about binding them, we can see that those pants drop the skill damage by 42 on the low end, so obviously I don't want those pants I just equipped. But that's something you can do just to see how something actually affects your damage. Sometimes when I craft my characters like a new set of gear, it'll be interesting just to see how much my damage increases, for example. But also with some traits, you might be curious about that. So yeah, I feel like that is a good tip to share. And the actual uses of that. So there should be a broodmother right here. Let's use split shot, and then don't need to even hit anything anymore after that. This is a very nice cave. As gross and spidery as it is a nice cave. That's one thing I feel like is done really well in LOTRO, is evil type stuff is crafted very well. There's a lot of pretty and beautiful landscapes and world building type things, environments in LOTRO, but all the evil stuff I feel like is done very well as well. For example, the featured person in the thumbnail for this stream, she is made ugly in a good way, I think. That is Naruhel, by the way, the Red-maid from the new spring boss from the vaults, for anybody unfamiliar, that we were doing earlier. Unfortunately did not get tier 3 done with our kind of janky level 100 group, but it was a fun little try. Just did not quite work out overall. I do not actually remember this little path right here. I really don't remember this very narrow path. I feel like that's something that's memorable. I also don't remember a lamppost being down here, but maybe now I'm just noticing things now that I went down that path. There are a couple of the spider nests here, though. There's that chain. I do remember a chain like that. I don't know if it was this chain. I actually almost remember this wall, though. So I feel like I have been here unless there's another room with a similar wall. But this path, that is what I don't remember. So I believe if I go down this way, I'll be able to get more spider nests and the last broodmother. I really do like that character boost, though. The 1000 reputation, that's even pretty helpful, I think. Of course, there's both reputation and a reputation grind, and not much of a reputation grind, it feels like, at the same time with Wildwood, which is, if it's actually not too much of a grind overall, that is a very good thing, I think. That was, again, one of my concerns for people familiar with that video. That was one of my concerns with Wildwood, is the rep grind would be too restrictive for the content you could do, because quests do unlock. You get more quests to do when you advance in rep tiers, but the quests I got when I leveled up the rep tier for League of the Axe, actually it doesn't even show it, it's just Wildwood in general. It's a lot of these repeatables, you just like collect ores, it's a bunch of random busy task type thing is what I would call them. Stuff like this that can get you more works of the wild, it looks like. But yeah, those were the quests. So return to the entrance. Wow, actually making me return to the entrance. This is really when I would like more points in Pathfinder, actually. I'm going to go ahead and just put a point in that so I get to walk a little bit faster now. Right now, Find the Path is at 27% movement speed. A lot better than the previous 24%. I think it's 3% per point. Still not as fast as the Warden, but slightly closer. Apparently this is the tunnel entrance already, even though I'm pretty sure it was up the path a little bit there. I don't think I have to talk to Radriel. I probably could just leave instance. Let's actually confirm that. That way I don't have to run around. Oh, I probably need to summon her from the horn, and then yeah, she'd be right at my side and I could just talk to her. But I am curious if you could just leave the instance. Don't know where that was on the loading screen. It was a little bit deforested if it was actually Wildwood. I really wasn't planning on doing all these missions, or I kind of semi-was, but I wasn't 100% sure I would do all the missions. But after doing this many, I just really like these missions. So I am fine doing it again. This one actually takes us to the outside. Daytime outdoors here in Wildwood. Cannot do that while moving. Well, let's stop moving and then continue quest. And this one, I do need to defeat a bunch of enemies, and it looks like they are not spawning. So let's go to the West Delph instead. What were these pants that I equipped earlier? That is why the damage was so much worse. They are not good pants. The Virtue XP is actually, it's kind of tough to not use that, but I'm going to funnel that to my Warden. We're going to be playing my Hunter just to boost up my Warden. This is currently my missions character. There are some other characters I could definitely consider doing missions on. For example, my Champion. Maybe after I go through a lot of this stuff on my Hunter, I could go through it on my Champion. See if I can actually enjoy the Champion or keep enjoying it. Also, eventually, maybe tomorrow even, I'll do the Old Forest quest chain for Woe of the Willow on my Champion. That was in my last preparation stream. The last thing I did actually was the Champion. So this is also another one of these slow ones. It's just slow because you have to click 20 things and go around about the landscape. I really feel like this is what they were calling missions when they were selling the system sort of with War of Three Peaks before the update was actually released. They talked about missions being like basically a couple 2 to 3 quests, I think. As an instance, as a solo instance, they'd be as involved as 2 to 3 quests or so. That's what I believe the Wildwood missions are. The War of Three Peaks missions, some of them were so quick. They were like half a quest worth of content sometimes. That was really not the case. So that was another problem with those missions that I do prefer about the new ones. Even if they take longer, that means you can't get the rewards or whatever as quickly, but the actual content I think is a bit better because of that. And the rewards do seem a little bit more balanced now, especially with the little bit more effort you have to put in with the Wildwood ones here. Yeah, that is definitely a good thing you're not my father to have learned yesterday with hitting the H key for the tooltip to have that anchored to the screen. Let's see, there is some stuff I need down here. I thought the half-orc overseer was down here. Maybe I pulled him or did come down here and then just went up the ramp. I really don't remember. But if I did go down here, I forgot to get all the quest items down here. I still need quite a bit more. We do have the East Elf to go to eventually, but I wanted to make sure, just so I don't miss anything and have to come back here, I do want to make sure I get stuff. So let me press the end key so we have floating names on. There are some mining supplies here. This is not the one I'm running low on. I'm actually running relatively low on the carts. I do see a cart right here, actually a couple carts. This would be 5 things. If there are 5 things at each camp, 5 of each thing at each camp, this would be good. And I don't see anything, at least immediately see anything. I'm not targeting anything with the delete key, so I probably am safe to go ahead and just leave. Head to the other camp, the East Elf. I'm really interested when I go back questing here if the East Elf is actually a different cave system and what the cave looks like. I think there is another cave though for the... Rather, this is the East Elf? I feel like I got turned around. The West Elf, that is the one I'm interested if there is another cave system there, or even if it does actually somehow take you to the same cave as the East Elf in the cave. This is the one with the spiders and all that. That is the one that I did the questing in. It will also be interesting when I actually go back to quest in the Wildwood, if we'll get to test the dynamic spawns in a way and see if I actually run into different enemies the second time through. Which, by the way, for questing, I plan to do a somewhat long stream on Saturday. I'm not 100% settled on my plans actually for my Saturday stream, but I would at least like to do a somewhat long one, so at least 4 hours for the stream. At first, before this week actually happened, so like over the weekend or before the weekend really, I was thinking that I would do like an all-day stream like I did the full day in Minas Morgul stream on Louisden way back when. So I was thinking I could do something like that, but right now I'm not entirely sure that will happen. So just as a heads up for anybody that's following or maybe interested in that, since I mentioned it the first time, there is a potential that that still will happen, but right now I'm not entirely sure that it will be able to. I feel like I'm falling down in my chair. I guess not too much. Sometimes it really feels like after a long while that I'm like sinking way down in my chair, but it's actually not too bad right now. So I am done. I need to go to the small cabin. It is really warm in here. It's actually like spring-like. I think the temperature outside got to like 50 degrees today, but it is warm in my apartment right now. That's why my spring outfit is a t-shirt. Rather than, I feel like I've been wearing long sleeve shirts every time I have streamed, which I think I have. So, I don't know, something a little bit different, a little bit spring-like, just how warm it is inside right now. And normally, when it is like this temperature or like this, I'd like to have the windows open, but I don't think that is a great thing for while I am streaming. Hello, Pal Smiley. Alright, so making good progress. I definitely feel like after doing 7 of these missions, that I just have to do the last 3. Here we're back in the cave, the Rithen set. I feel like there's only one cave just based on the missions always going to the same cave. Here, this is locked out. Okay, this is when we get the barricades and all that. So we do have to have the enemies to spawn for this mission. That's something I found out last time to unlock the doors. So I'm going to go back to the entrance with the NPC. Wait around here a minute. Somehow got a legendary item thing. I got an ornate heritage rune of knowledge. I don't even know when I got that. This character could actually do the walls of Moria and get my legendary item. That's exciting, something I didn't think about. I could do that right now. The concern is, would that make this hunter too OP? I feel like he's already OP, but it might make me too overpowered. That'd actually be a little bit of a fun event though, I think, for a character like this to do the Walls of Moria at 45, just because there'd be so many deflects and things like that. It'd make things a little bit more interesting at least. But with normal mobs, when I can just run around and do that combination, and even outside that combination, of course, I have a bunch of strong stuff. There are even a lot of self-heals on the hunter, surprisingly. There are a lot, so things are just generally easy on the hunter, it seems like. Easy and fast-paced, especially playing the blue line while doing something like this. And I even have AoE now, with split shot actually being fairly strong. Relatively strong. I don't know, super duper strong, but it does a lot of damage. And low cut. With those two skills, I can usually knock out a group all at once with those two. So I still need a few stolen goods and to unlock the last gate. And of course the combination blindside with anything, just because blindside is strong, but it's also immediate, so it interrupts whatever animation. So there's that going on with it as well. So yeah, just a lot of strong things basically on the hunter. And I know I'm a little bit extra strong, maybe just because I have the level 40 crafted set. I actually have all the level 40 crafted gear besides jewelry. Even a couple of the things I have scaling with the jewelry, and I think even the cloak item, the shield of the hammer hand, that's all strong. All contributes at least to this character's power level. So while a lot of it has to do with Hunter, some of the actual damage and how quickly I kill things, definitely the gear is a factor. Even the survivability, having armor like this, all definitely adds up the vitality on it. Good old OP crafted armor at this level. And the whole point of all that I was talking about, that entire mission, it feels like, is that I feel like getting a legendary weapon already on this character would push him over the edge to being too overpowerful than regular overpowered. Alright, which mission is this? Are we going to get to the elite yet? We are finally at the elite. It took a long time. This was actually one of the missions when I wasn't sure I would do them all. I was like, okay, I'm going to specifically do this one. But we did not get to it until the 9th mission, just like selecting them at sort of random. At least I didn't try to select them in any specific order this time. I think the first time I did, I just went down the list. But this time we get to kill Svalfang, which sounds like an animal to me. For some reason it sounds like it could be a boar, but this is a giant who, for a normal person, oh no, I forgot to use Burn Hot. I can't let that happen. For a normal person, he might have a giant amount of health, but for a Louis, he does not. Oh yeah, he has ads. I actually forgot about the ads. Alright, let them all group up, then I can use Rain of Arrows, then Low Cut. There we go. There was something that did like 344 damage to all the wolves, and it was probably a Radrill. That was right. I think after this mission we can check what, after this mission, we have 2 more missions, 1 more mission actually. So I will wait to see what sort of Breland Woodmarks I got. That'll be after 2 full days of missions, by the way. We can see what I have gotten. I've also done the weekly twice, well, or will have after this. This is actually one of the longest missions saved for last. This is the one I did first last time. So this is one that I think I want to be in the red line for. So we get a little bit of variety being in the red line for a little bit. I don't know if I want Rain of Arrows there, at least yet. But the main reason is because, well, the main reason this is slow and the main reason I think the red line is good right now is because we have to sit here for 8 minutes defending the Trader's Wharf. So I will just sit here and shoot things. I'll even use a fire oil to make things extra fun. So Pal Smiley, I really don't know if Wildwood is supposed to take place after the destruction of the ring. I don't think it's really relevant to what's going on here, actually, as far as I know. The main reason I would guess that perhaps the ring has not been destroyed is just because it's in Bree and it's level 45 stuff, but it also could be a little bit of an addition of a zone, a part of Bree that maybe get to see it in a phase after the ring is destroyed. But yeah, I don't really think it ever comes up, at least as far as I know. What I have done, it seems totally irrelevant to the content, so perhaps it could actually be mentioned, but I have not seen that and haven't heard anything about that, at least any connection to that. I even have time to set my traps. I feel like this would be a good spot so I don't run into any line of sight issues or anything like that. I can just shoot over everything. Oh, except I run into that line of sight issue. Let's try this one and see if I can see the mobs there. Nope. That is unfortunate because I know a lot of the mobs like to hide right there and just do nothing. But I still think I need to kill them. Hello, Tommy D. Maybe I can stand here. I don't know. Maybe I can shoot over the fence. It's just always nice to have the high ground. These two are actually going back here. Oh, split shot. That is what is there in the blue line. That's what I don't have. I was just about to try to use split shot. I was like, I want to use control 1 for some reason. Yeah, that would be a little bit odd, I think, if you were told the ring is destroyed at level 45. It almost feel like for your character who might be going through the book quest or whatever at this point, kind of like this character is, that it would be very odd you just like are on all these book quests in your quest to destroy the ring and all that. And then you're like, oh. Then your character has like no reason to go about Middle Earth and do all that besides just going on an adventure, which is what I usually do with my characters. Usually don't take them through the book quests. Especially all of the alts. They're the ones that I prefer to just go on different adventures rather than follow the book quest, which usually at high levels, it's basically following book quests, not necessarily the epic quest to destroy the ring and all that. Thinking more towards like the Black Book of Mordor and the Legacy of Durn and the Trials of the Dwarves and that type of stuff. And whatever they decide to do in 2022 after the Legacy of Durn. It'll be interesting what is actually decided. There's so many different areas they can go. So many different of these little stories that are after that. And they could continue what is Volume 5 in the game. Although I don't know if there'd be much. They could continue, I guess, the storyline, whatever is going on with Aragorn, maybe after Book 5, I think, or Volume 5. I think people talked about him going to Harad, or is it Rune, maybe? I don't really remember. We could also get more of Mordor with Nirn. And this whole place, basically. It looks like it'd be a very interesting part of Mordor, but it really is huge compared to what we have in Mordor. This could be a huge part, but it looks like the environment would be more interesting to me than regular Mordor. And Mordor is actually an example. I did not like the questing in Mordor. There were parts of it that could be enjoyable, but overall it's just something I could not quite get into. But usually I like those zones. Something like Ingmar, I really like. I know a lot of people get tired of Ingmar after a while, but I feel like it's a very evilly crafted zone. In a good way, again, kind of similar to how Naruhel is crafted. As both evil and ugly. So it might not be the most beautiful or relaxing place to be, and something you do want to get out of when you're there for a while, just because it's so evil and oppressive type feeling, but I do enjoy that. Also enjoy that with something like Mirkwood. Moria is a little bit different in a way because, actually somebody just mentioned Moria. Moria is different in a way because it's a cave. There is a lot of evil and evil presence there, but it's not like the evil type of stuff you see in Mirkwood, evil type of stuff you see in Ingmar even, I don't think. It's just a cave where you never get to see the sunlight, and Biking and Liking It just happened to mention Moria right as I was talking about that, so you're trying to navigate Moria. Yeah, navigating Moria can be rough at first. I feel like after a long while playing, I have finally got to Moria down a little bit more, but I definitely do see that being a tough place because it really was for me. Most of my time spent in Moria was either navigating or falling off places and dying. That was most of my time in Moria back in the day when I first went through it, and I really hated Moria the first time. It was my least favorite thing in the game. I like the game still, but that is why I abandoned my Runekeeper at level 50 something and started leveling a Warden. And then my Warden actually did make it through Moria, but then my third character I skipped Moria on because I still did not like Moria. And yeah, I actually do enjoy Moria a little bit now, overall. I think it's enjoyable. They did some revamps. There were reasons other than navigation that I disliked it and being in a cave the whole time, but I think it is pretty fun to go through now. Every once in a while, it's not something I would want to always be in Moria, always questing though, so don't get me wrong on that, but let's see, the different stables, that is one problem for you trying to navigate. Oh, and you don't like tabbing out like when you do that, okay. Yeah, for the stables in Moria, I feel like it's a bit odd the way they're structured. A lot of them you can just go to, and navigating without the stable masters can definitely be tough if you like try to not do that when regularly playing LOTRO. And I feel like that is something for some people. It probably breaks immersion actually if you use stable masters rather than just traveling by yourself. But I feel like that would be hard in Moria just because there's a lot of navigating that the horses, if you choose to take those, they would do all that for you. We've been doing a very bad job of visualizing my burn hots. Imagine how many more mobs, well, I don't know how many more mobs, but just how much more time of inactivity I could have had if I decided to actually use burn hot. And something interesting is last time I did this, the timer actually ran out while I was fighting the mobs. There's no problem with that as far as the mission goes, but that did happen last time. Oh, there's actually some mobs back here. Well, maybe that still did happen this time, even though I completed the mission and all that. There's a random thing for anybody unfamiliar. If you go to the collections, which is Shift C by default, as a random tip, the Stable Masters map, I find this to be a very nice map. Just as far as looking at Middle Earth as a whole. So just a random tip for anybody that doesn't know, this is here. It's at the bottom tab of the collections panel. You get to see all the places. This is Moria, right here. That's looped here. Here's all these Stable Masters in Moria. A bunch of them in the north and west, apparently, and then it's kind of scarce throughout here. All these fun zones. We are with Wildwood. We're right here. I think technically Wildwood, if they updated this map, maybe they could make Bree go up to here. Actually, this is the river. Perhaps that path follows that river, and I think we're still east of the river, so I think we're actually safe on that. This still seems up to date. I mean, maybe it would go up here, actually. We're still... Oh no, there's two rivers. That's probably what it is. This area, I don't remember. Somebody called it something. I really forget what it is. Maybe the Beacon Hills or something. I don't remember exactly. Beacon Hills. That is. I believe the Beacon Hills is in the game. And it's right here, so it's not that. But there's something. Somebody called this place between east of Evendom, northeast of the Shire, northwest of Breland, southwest of North Downs, that is, I think, still not quite covered by this. Maybe just looking at the collections map, at least that was the idea I was getting, but it's kind of hard to tell with this map versus the collections map. But anyway, we are done with the missions, and I think I forgot to loot my reward, but oh well. And I should have the weekly ready to turn in. Now the weekly will be properly set a week away from now that I can do it again. Did not mean to press Shift B. But Breland wood marks, I'm at 114 out of 500. The good thing compared to the Gobbleaka war marks is even though you get fewer of them, you do not need reputation to barter for stuff. So there's the Wild Trader steed, which I thought was an okay looking steed. It might be something I even get on this character. I am really interested in the long handled mining pickaxe. I don't know why, but I feel like this would be a good thing for a champion, or if there were a two-handed version of this. I would love a two-handed version of this on like a Guardian, as a Guardian DPS. And hello, the Yolt Man, which I think, for some reason, yeah, you were here earlier. You asked a question about the anchoring stuff. So yeah, there's just so many different rewards. Of course the gear would be nice, but I don't feel that's too important to get on a leveling character like this. The main thing really is the pickaxes. I wouldn't mind getting that. And then the cloak as well is nice. I would like that, as well as the steed here. And even the Yorn wouldn't be too bad. So all those rewards I think are neat. And as far as extra, any sort of extra Breland wood marks that I get, I can of course spend on gear. I don't know the level 100 ones if I'd like that on my level 100 characters, but for some leveling characters, perhaps I could just have a strong earring for a little bit. Like, of course, this character would be a huge upgrade compared to what I have. I just don't know if I want to spend 80 of the marks right now. But if I enjoy the missions enough and just repeat them infinitely, basically, that is what I can get. So the Old Man, you said you can open that by pressing this horse, I think. So yeah, that's another way. That actually is quicker than Shift C and going through that. So that is a useful tip as well. There's some things on the mini map that you can also open the regular map there. But that actually shows hope. That is Wallet. Yeah, Wallet is, okay, you can get to that through B. There are also, you can right click the mini map. For anybody unfamiliar with this, you can track nearby quests, so it just shows all the closest quests to you. so that just messed up all my quest tracking, which is okay. And it ignores the locked ones and all that. You can also filter different things to put on the minimap, so if you want your minimap empty, you can do that. I usually like having it full just to see everything there is, but if you do want it empty, just to get the natural look of things, it still shows where your character is and the quests. But if you untrack your quests and all that, it will not show. There is a white yarn. I do not believe that is the cosmetic from this place. But anyway, I think that is about a good point to start wrapping up this stream. I will go back to, I was about to say Louisden, but that is not who is on the server. On this server, we have Melrethel as my warden, and right now we have LOTRO client is not responding. That usually happens when I log out. Somehow I got back on my Gondor outfit on this warden. That is okay, but just an interesting observation right now that I somehow switched back to that. But yeah, while I am wrapping this up, I thought I could do a couple more of these spring festival things. And there are a couple things I have to think about with future content. For some reason, I have just been struggling with trying to make videos lately. So there are a lot of ideas for videos I want to do. One problem when I am like super into videos, which is usually what I am like, one problem is I often don't have enough time to do all my ideas, which still feels true, but there are a few things I want to work on. What am I doing? Posting signs. Okay, this should be pretty quick. Let me go back out here and see if I think I still have that cooldown timer actually. I was hoping switching characters. That's why I spent a long time doing missions, like an hour doing missions, because... Wait, these guys have no quest for me? Oh, maybe the retry. Okay, that timer already did go. So I just need to post signs right now. Okay, that is good to know. I have to find 10 of these to post 10 signs. I ran by a lot earlier, so it seems like something I should be able to do. This guy came here back to the beginning. Now he's going there. He was already back again, but he still had to go there. That is probably, at least as far as I know, the most populated kinship on Anor would be there and back again. I know Mirage is also a big one that is more into the raiding. There are a bunch of other kinships I see. Those are just the two that I feel like are most recognizable from Anor. Hopefully the Mithril League. Of course, that one is recognizable for me because I'm in that kinship, but hopefully that is recognizable for some people at least. And preferably for good reasons. But I really don't know what people outside of the kinship think of the kinship, actually. Or if they even recognize it or notice that it is a kinship. And of course there are a lot of kinships just in general that once I see a player in that kin, that is when I remember that it even is a kin. But as far as thinking about future content, and yes, Wildwood did come out on Anor. It is on the server and you're able to do everything, even the new instances. The only thing you can't do with the new instances is tier 2 or tier 3 because that is level 130. Probably should have floating names on. But I do not play on Brandywine Rothrin. I play, just on Anor and Arkenstone. Those are my two servers. I used to have a character that I was doing a sort of let's play on Landerval actually, but that is long done finished it in the past. That was very weird. It was like I posted a confusing sign and then that person very much so confused me. But I think what happened is they drank one of those beers, one of those, and then they just like did their feigning thing and teleport thing. I just actually got to see it. Not from my perspective. Got to see somebody else do that. But while I do this, future content, we talked about videos, so streams. Tomorrow I plan on doing a bunch of group content with my kinship. Hopefully more people actually log in We actually have this as a kin event. Today was just like a very informal thing. Since I was doing festivals, I invited people to do Naruhel. But tomorrow the focus is on all the new instances with Wildwood, which does include the bees instance that I just did a long while ago. That was not recently. And it does include Naruhel. Hopefully we could get tier 1 and tier 2, at least with Naruhel, and depending who joins the group, we could try to struggle through tier 3. Give it at least one attempt maybe if people want. But also Woe of the Willow and Agarth and Arrow Delve, probably run those and potentially run those at lower level as well. This is really when I should pay attention to where I'm going. That's the problem with talking and doing the maze. I feel like it's way too much cheating if I look at a map. Like, I am fine using any resource in the game to do whatever I can in a place like this, but I will not look at a map. I definitely see why people can want to look at a map, but that would break too much immersion. Actually, I should go with my UI hidden and with floating names off. That would be the most immersive. I feel like even having the mini-map though, even having that, even if it's blurred, it at least tells me in general where I am. You can see if you're in northeast, southeast, that type of stuff at least. But that would be a challenge, definitely, to do it without the mini-map, but that is, again, using the resources in the game. Wait, I thought I saw something. Probably didn't see something because it doesn't show anything between the hedges. Softwing. I'm really doing a bad job right now of this. This is almost like my strategy from earlier. I'm just running through this and hoping I come across a signpost. Without actually paying attention to where I am going. If only we had non-confusing signposts that people would be placing. Yeah, okay. Question is, do I want to head right or left? And let's head right, but I'll have to remember if I somehow do a full circle that I need to go back left there. And in fact, I'm actually going to... There's a signpost. Don't want to forget the signpost, so I'll get this one. I really wonder if I should head back left at that one spot, or if I should continue trying to go through this. Oh, so Rotharan, you are house sitting for 4 days, so you have no spring festival. Yeah, the spring festival, wow, these are exactly where the two signposts are. That's the problem with not paying attention earlier, is if I paid attention, they actually show that you do put another sign on there. That's pretty immersive. Like that it doesn't just like put another random one or whatever, there's actually a new sign on the signpost. But yeah, that's unfortunate that you are not able to do the spring festival, or I guess play LOTRO while you are house sitting. Hopefully, when you do get to the spring festival, you can enjoy it. Festivals, for anybody unfamiliar that hasn't been here this stream or my other streams, or other times I do the festival or talk about them, basically, I usually am not the biggest festival player. Enter the maze. Wow, that sounds easy. The Cloven track. What is this one? Enter the maze. Okay, find your way out. So apparently there is a way out, and I did not know this. I've been through this maze quite a few times and did not know there was a way out. So I will go, we'll take the left path this time. There is actually another signpost right there, so I would have gone to one. It just would have been one I already got if I decided to take that turn earlier. This was not a good idea. I really should not have headed this way. I should have headed this way from the start. But I think the way out is on the east side. And while I am doing this, let me talk about future content. So Friday I will have a stream, and then Saturday I will have a stream, and then Sunday I have no idea, and Monday I have no idea. Usually I try to do videos Monday, so I might try to actually work on something for Monday, at least with the video. But for now, my focus is focusing on the Wildwood content, so I can do... Wow, this was super easy on accident, kinda. Found the exit. Oh no, I have to find my way back to the entrance, though. There's the nice fields of Breeland. place that you probably don't go to often for just regular questing. I believe there used to be a class quest in these ruins. I don't remember which class. For some reason I'm thinking champion. But in one of these sets of ruins, I feel like there was a class quest in the old days at least. Maybe still is. But anyway, yeah, those are the brief fields that probably are not visited too frequently overall. There's actually a house there. Oh, that's Archit. Oh, that would explain it. I was like, there's a random house just in the middle of the fields, but that was not the case. It reminded me of a little bit of a Shire type area. It's probably a horse race that takes you through here at some point for one of the festivals or some sort of event.
What can I do for you?
Through the maze. Oh no, there's another one. I'll keep doing these just because I'm super slow with my outros usually, and this is actually entertaining to me. Find my way out. Oh, this is having me do it a little bit faster. Oh no, I have to remember the way? That is not good. I really don't know the way I went last time. I know in general some of the things I did. Like the entrance, I remember that part. I think... I don't know if I took this turn or not. Okay, I went past the Best Buds. I remember that. The Best Buds, that kind of ship, not even the player name. I think this is what I did. Maybe I don't remember this part, but uh-oh. I think it was something like this. I thought I came from the south side at least. Maybe not. Okay, let's try the other way, see where that leads. This would be a bad one if it did change, but I have heard that the spring hedge maze never changes, and it doesn't look like it did this time. So I think I know where I went wrong. Could I actually follow the signpost at some point? But I think I went through something. Yes, this is where I went. I remember this particular thing. I was like, once I get to something like that, that is where I need to go. But as a review for this stream, since that is also something I like to do, and my outros is today, we made very good progress with the missions because I did every mission again, only on one character, but that is enough for me in a single day. As fun as they are, I don't know if there's something I'd want to repeat all 10 missions on a different character, like for example this one, or even just any other character. And the rewards, while they're exciting, I definitely can't get them on one character after a while. Doing the weekly missions, getting those rewards, sorry for my itchy nose right now, but getting those rewards on different characters would of course be nice, but I could also do the War of Three Peaks missions a lot quicker if that's all I was interested in. A Fool's Errand, I'm guessing this is the same thing, just have to find my way out once more. 1 minute, that actually is very short. I wonder if there's going to be one that's short enough that you basically have to run the correct way the whole time or cannot get through it. I should remember, after doing it 2 times, I really should remember where it is. So Rothran, you do the Spring Festival or the... Uh-oh. This is exactly where I need to not run into issues. Do you do the Spring Festival or the missions for the cosmetics? Either way, in the housing decorations, I think both the festivals and the missions have those, but yeah, if you do the Spring Festival, the cosmetics is what I am interested in for the Spring Festival. But the festivals themselves, I think, can be fun sometimes. I just don't do them all that much. Usually I'll do each festival maybe one day and try to get as many rewards as I can, or occasionally do it like 2 or 3 days, just big sets like this, or sometimes I'll even do just a couple things a day if I have a little bit of time. But usually when I play LOTRO, I like to stream LOTRO, and usually when I do that, I like to go for at least an hour, and preferably at least 2 hours, so it really depends on what I'm doing, what I'm in the mood for, and all that. And that all determines what I actually get done in the game. Uh-oh, there's a chicken. That is not good. Collect chickens before they escape. Okay. Oh no, this is in the maze. I feel like I have to do everything with the maze now. I think this is in the maze. Let's go to Eriador, Breland, and see. There's almost a map, actually. I wonder if this would be like an F10 type thing. Make sure floating names is on. There's a chicken, okay. Let's keep that one targeted. Again, this F10 thing that I am pressing to target these chickens, that is a resource that is in the game. So I don't feel quite as much like I am cheating compared to looking at a map. And again, I don't mean anything bad about people that look at maps. It definitely helps with the progress, especially if you have done the festival and the thrill of doing it without looking no longer exists for you. I can see that being true, especially if you just want the rewards, like for the cosmetics and housing decorations, for example. Here's one chicken. Okay, gotta collect one more chicken. At least I don't have to play as a chicken. It sounds like it could be a fun thing, and I know a lot of people enjoy that, but at least for me, for this quest, I'm glad I get to play as myself. This is more interesting to collect the chickens as my character right now. And yeah, the fields to the northeast of Archid, especially as you get to that lake. I really like that lake with the turtle quest and all that. There's a chicken. Okay, let's see. I believe you can actually almost see, even with the blurred minimap, like a path right there. I don't think I can get there with this one, but I have to go probably this way if I had to guess. That is right. And I feel like I'm starting to learn this hedge maze, so as I do this more, I'll probably actually somewhat have it memorized in my head. Everything going on here. It's just the type of thing with a maze like this, if you do it enough times, I feel like you can actually remember. It's almost like navigating instances sometimes.
Hello there.
Right, now we did all the quests there, so that is exciting. Let's see how many things I got. But just to quickly recap what I actually did this stream so I don't get off track with that, is we did the festival, then we did missions. Oh yeah, we did Naruhel the Red. Eat pies. Naruhel pie eating champion. Alright, I can try that. We'll see if I can stuff a bunch of pies. So Rotharan, you have the northern lights out. That is exciting. Where I moved, there was one day since I moved, which was last fall. Well, it was actually more summertime when I moved, but yeah, I was able to see the northern lights for the first time, so that was exciting. I really like in LOTRO that you can see them in Forakel. I'm not sure of any other games, or at least any other MMOs that I've played where you actually can see that the aurora, so it's a nice thing in Forakel and LOTRO. We need more pies. Like, I can eat more pies if they give me more pies. Oh, I don't want a gooseberry pie, though. Actually, depending what gooseberry pie is, actually blackberry pie sounds the best. So much so that I'm going to risk the timer just to eat the pie that I want. Which might not be a good idea because I'm actually running out of time.
Can I take a moment of your time?
Oh well, now I have to eat all the pies anyway. Okay, so Rotharan, you do the mission, or do the festivals, the missions. Yeah, the missions for the Gabalaka War of Three Peaks ones, it's a slow grind because you need to get through the reputation. Getting the Gabalaka War marks is actually no problem. You get a lot of those, a lot more than you need, I think, and a lot more that you can use. I think if you just naturally progress through them without using rep accelerators, you actually get to the cap of the war marks before you can barter for anything, because of reputation. So that part is a very slow grind, I definitely think. For the Wildwood ones, the new ones, the grind is actually doing enough missions, which I think is a lot more interesting of a grind. This time we're less picky about the pies. I don't even like pies in general, like in real life, I mean. But now my character Naruhel is a pie champion, something pie eating champion. I just wanted that title, even though I probably won't use it. Also, Taste of Spring, I just finished that as well. That was another benefit of doing that, I suppose. Completed 10 activities. So I have 31 of these now. I really don't know if I want to try to get the Warsteed stuff for this character, or if I want to try to get one of the cosmetic sets. So I will save all my spring tokens and see what I can get towards the end of the festival, maybe. Not even towards the end, but just in a few days, see my progress. But I really should get wrapping up with this stream. I know it was like half an hour ago that I thought I'd be doing my outro. At least that's what it seems like. So anyway, for a recap, we did festival, missions, and with Naruhel the Red-maid somewhere thrown in there before the missions, and then we went back to festival and completed the maze and all the Bree stuff. There's also Dwellin stuff and Shire stuff that I have not done. Also need to gather yellow cattails apparently. So anyway, as far as this stream goes, I hope you all enjoyed it, and again, I apologize for the thumbnail. It's just something I was testing out and wanted to see what people thought of it, and as the pinned comment from Marulian Swift Arrow, I say this has not been my best cover. But I still like it, even though it is it actually is disturbing to me. With Naruhel the Red-maid, that is who was on the live stream thumbnail. Like actually creating the thumbnail, I don't think the picture too much is disturbing, but it shows the grosser parts of LOTRO, I guess. But anyway, that is what is going on with that in the thumbnail and the pinned comment. As far as the stream goes, though, I hope you all did enjoy it running through all that content. And if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for joining and chatting in